Welcome everyone to our very first Forged in Payne pay-per-view live streaming release. The phone lines will be open, the match card will be revealed. Any discussions that you want to have regarding the match card, regarding some of the feuds that we have going on, the stories that we have going on, questions you may have for us, feel free to jump on with me and ask them. I am at B551981. Friend request me. There may be some pausing in the live stream for accepting friend requests, things like that. So bear with us and we'll get this kicked off in a second. Just going to set up the live chat right now. We are back. The live chat is open. We're going to start getting into this No Way Out pay-per-view match card breakdown here in a second. I see some people keep checking in. Make sure you let me know who you are in the chat screen there, the text chat. Again, any questions you may have, let me know and we'll get into it. First match on the card, we see our women's champion, Dura. She is part of the Soulsworn, their queen. Sorry about the noise, folks. As you can see, the construction of the cage is going on for the Hell in a Cell matches at No Way Out. So there may be some screaming, some banging around. The crew is hard at work here behind me. Anyway, back to it. We've got Dura defending her Forged in Payne women's title against Victoria Ferrera. Bad TNA, thanks for checking in. So Dura defending her title against Victoria, opening the card here in match 1. She usually has at least one of the other members of Soulsworn with her. Akane, Eli, who is injured, Gabriel having a big match tonight, or on this card as well, here in the universe, maybe June 25th, the last Sunday anyways on the calendar. Tatum, go get her out of the bathroom and close it. So Akane is the most likely candidate to be coming to the ring with Dura to defend her title. She's held the title since day one of Forged in Payne. No one's been able to topple her. So getting into match 2. Long-awaited rivalry going on here. We finally will have Trey Jeter and Will King squaring off one-on-one, folks. A lot of shit talk going on between these two, sort of on different spectrums of their careers. Trey Jeter, not just starting out per se, but kind of the younger of the two in their career, sort of still raw, coming in straight from the street basically is his style, whereas Will King sort of established. He's got his foot well in the door. Not to take anything from his away from the talent that he has, because he is a great talent, but he was just born into a family that was already deep part of the industry. His dad, I believe, was a record producer, and his mother was an artist, I believe a singer. So he already came with his foot in the door here. Money, they helped him get his first going, paying for promoting such that he had to take care of. So, Trey Jeter not very happy about that. Calling him a sellout, a traitor. So we'll get to finally see those two locking here, their animosity towards each other. The third match on the card is our hardcore title match. We have Killswitch Joe. He's been defending the title week in, week out. So once again, he's up here defending his title against Ricky Velasquez. This man, he's all over the E-Fed circuit right now, folks. He's one of the hottest E-Fedders going right now on several different rosters. He just trying to run the show and take over wherever he has gone. So it's no different here in Forged in Payne. He's coming right now for Killswitch Joe's hardcore title. Not so sure if he's gonna have better luck than the rest of the roster has so far. Killswitch has sort of just been doing his thing and basically dismantling everyone that comes in there. This is an Extreme Rules match, you know, as always for our hardcore title. Some sort of Extreme Rules being table matches, TLC, you know, whatnot. Killswitch decided this will be an Extreme Rules match for his title defense here. Our next match coming up, folks, this is a huge one. One that we've been waiting for. One that no one ever thought would happen. But Forged in Payne, our executives were able to convince Shane ONeill, folks, to come to the E-Fed circuit. Now, this is his first ever match in the E-Fed circuit, and he is taking on Slick Rick, one of the all-time greats in our industry. There was a lot of shit-talking going on between these two just a few months ago, which kind of led up to this dream match happening. And ever since this match was booked and the contract was signed, we've had several other PvPers coming to us and wanting to sign contracts exclusively with Forged in Payne, folks. We're talking the Marco Diaz coming up. He's sort of got his foot in the door in different E-Feds at this time, but it's mostly due to this. And I also have a couple more contracts in the works as we speak. We don't have official releases yet, so I'm not going to bring up the names of these other gentlemen, but there are more in the works. Slick Rick looking to put on a show. We will try to get live interviews with these men here pretty soon. So definitely at No Way Out, the worlds are going to collide here. The E-Fed circuit and the PvP circuit. Shane ONeill coming into our house. And who better to defend it than the incomparable Slick Rick, folks. That's going to be huge. Match 5. Finally, Colt Shields will fight Gabriel Draven. Now, I can't express how important this match finally is after the following weeks and weeks of back and forth attacks. We just had Eli. Eli can't even come to No Way Out to defend the title. It had to be stripped from them because he's out indefinitely. Like, we don't have a set date that Eli will be able to come back to Forged in Payne since the Colt Shields attack. If you guys follow our page, you will see that the general manager, Robbie Phillips, actually sent out a formal warning to Colt Shields. He understands the animosity. Colt's been attacked several times. He got jumped by Eli, you know, shortly after a match that he had when he tapped out Akane. So, Robbie was kind of lenient with Colt, despite the fact that now Eli is on the shelf. He's on the disabled list. That's been documented on the site. So, this match, this could be a means to an end here. Or this could just be another chapter or something that's going to keep going further. We'll just have to wait and see. But Gabriel said he is going to release his nightmare on Colt Shields. And the guy always speaks in riddles, but apparently he's feeling confident, and he plans on just beating down Colt. Throughout this, Colt hasn't broken a sweat, basically. Even after the attack by Eli, he dominated his match with Akane. He wrapped him up, tapped him out. So I'm looking forward to this. Maybe Colt's gonna stand his ground and be able to defeat Gabriel, keep him from finishing, taking over Forged in Payne here a little bit. But we'll just have to wait and see. But that is going to be match number 5 on our card. Match 6. Now, due to the attack, Tatum, get out of there. Due to the attack on Eli that we just discussed, Colt Shields injured him. I don't have the whole injury list. I know it has been put up on our page, but because of the injuries that he suffered, Eli and Akane will not be able to defend their tag titles. The match is still taking place. The titles had been vacated. So match tonight will be the number 1 and number 2 contenders for the title. The former champions, that's the Empire of Payne, who lost to the Soulsworn, will be taking on the new number 1 contenders who were promised a match against Soulsworn here for that vacated Blood Brothers tag team titles. So it's up for grabs. You get a good picture of that title here in the background. Also making the story a little more interesting. On the Havoc side of things, we got an injury report that Facade had suffered some sort of high ankle sprain, some injury to his foot leg area, but it says high ankle sprain on my report here. We all know that that's just a basic release, everyone that's been in the industry for a while. So, it could be anything at this point, some sort of leg industry. Because Facade cannot participate either, a good friend of theirs, Dre Havoc, has signed a contract to be Michael Blaze's tag team partner and represent Havoc in this match. That was all approved and signed by Robbie. So that's what it's going to be. It is going to be Michael Blaze and Dre Havoc as the members representing Havoc in this pay-per-view tag team match for to see who's going to be the interim holder of this tag title. Once Akane is back, or I apologize, once Eli is back in action, the Soulsworn will become the number 1 contenders. They'll slide right in that slot. So this is just looking for someone to hold that title to represent us as champions until the actual champions are able to compete again and come back for that title. They won't be handed it right back, but they will become the number 1 contenders automatically upon clearance from our medical staff for Eli. And once again, the injury report is posted up on our page. Lugo, thank you for checking in. I'm glad you could show up here. Once again, the chat line is open. The mic is live. the phone line if you have it. So anyone that's listening, if you guys want to jump in, friend me, B551981. You can jump in here. It's an open chat line. If any of the wrestlers that are part of the card or just part of the roster, if anyone's out there, possibly a wrestler that's not part of Forged in Payne yet, you just want to get on here, get your name out there, talk about this card, a live interview with any of the wrestlers that are on this card. Fans, jump in here and just say hello if you would like. Looks like we've got James Seal. James is actually the chairman and CEO of the IWA. He jumped in here and said what's up to us. EOP may just walk out the interim tag team champions. They could. They held the title not too long ago. So, they actually may be favorites to win this title back. And they put the Soulsworn to the test in their title match, if anyone remembers watching that. That was one for the ages, folks. So they would love to have another shot at the Soulsworn to keep that and become, the solidary holders of these tag titles once again. Then coming on to our main event. This one had a surprise stipulation added to it. Not only is it finally Joe Rivers taking on Bobby Wade. After their history here in Forged in Payne, Tiffany Rivers, Joe's wife, leaving and actually coming to manage Bobby Wade, one storyline in there. This will be our first ever possible double champion. So, because Bobby Wade, our Supreme Champion, is taking on Joe Rivers, who is not only our Battleborn Champion, but is the #1 contender for Bobby's title. Bobby said, if my title is on the line against this other champion, why isn't his title on the line against me? So having the power that our title holder does, our primary champion, our Supreme Champion Bobby Wade, can make that call, folks. If he's defending his title, he gets to add a stipulation or two. Bobby Wade has actually talked to Robbie, and the contract is signed. Both titles are up for grabs in this match. So Bobby Wade can walk out retaining his Supreme title and also walk out with Joe Rivers' Battleborn Championship, folks. With Joe Rivers, who's been on a fucking absolute tear lately. He has been destroying everyone. Lewis C., he's knocked out twice. He's been running through everybody. James Gaines, I still don't even know what happened to that guy. He still hasn't been shown. I don't even know if James Gaines is still part of this roster after what Rivers did to him, that second night after Tiffany walked out with Bobby Wade. I don't know if he's even going to wrestle again, folks. James Gaines was just destroyed backstage. Bobby Wade, I haven't personally interviewed Mr. Wade yet. I'm looking forward to it. He's sort of rather stayed a little quiet on this, just doing his thing. Neither one of these men have lost a match yet since this initial altercation. So I'm looking forward to seeing these two. Now, the match type. There will be no outside interference. There will be no way out. This is in a Hell in a Cell. And, get this, folks, this match will be an Iron Man match in a Hell in a Cell. So, these two men will have a chance to really take out their aggression. No one's going to stop the match unless one of these men cannot defend themselves anymore until this time limit is up. I'm hearing that it may be a 20-minute time limit on this. I haven't really checked in for sure to get that final bit of detail where it's going to be 15, 20, 30 minutes. I will have that released on our site for you. But again, that's one hell of a main event, guys, and one hell of a stipulation. We are going to, one way or another, have our first ever dual champion here. One of these two men are going to walk out of No Way Out with both titles. What does this mean for Tiffany? We haven't really mentioned her yet. What does this mean for Tiffany? Is Tiffany going to stay by Bobby's side if Joe takes the titles? You know, she's saying all this that, Joe's on his way out. What happens to that if Joe comes through and actually takes both titles? How is Tiffany gonna live her words down to Joe after this? You know, is she gonna continue managing Bobby on the other side if he takes both titles? I mean, that's a little more clear. She's looking for that big title. She's looking to be with the man, to represent the top guy in the brand. Bobby Wade being the younger man, bigger, stronger, possibly younger, has Tiffany by his side, has that mental edge that Joe is going to relinquish by seeing his wife, the woman that's been with him through all these different federations that he has been through, thick and thin. She is now going to be standing across the ring from him, standing beside Bobby Wade, a man that he hates more than pretty much anybody that I know of right now. What we got here? We've got James Seal again. Yeah, it's definitely going to be one for the ages. There's been a lot of build-up to this match, and I can't wait to see. I can't wait to call it. I'd like to get some of you to, if you can, jump in here, come live with us. If you have any questions regarding any of these matches, I'd love to take your calls. Hoping to have maybe Trey Jeter jump in. I just got a message from him that he may come in live with us. So Trey, if you're here with us, check in. Drop me a little line here. Make sure I know that you're there. Hold on one second. It looks like he is mic'd up. Don't leave. I've got to swap over real quick. We may have Trey Jeter here live with us, so stand by for the interview.
Mr. Double Dog.
Is that you, Mr. Jeter?
No, I can't really hear you.
Hold on a second. Let me, Is that any better? Trey, you there with us?
Say what?
You there with us? Is this Trey?
Yeah, this is Trey. This is the Carolina Hunter himself.
What's going on, Mr. Jeter? I just got done releasing the match card here for everyone. Do you have anything to say about your fight coming here at No Way Out with Will King?
Most time, I'm usually this cocky asshole. But right now, I'm not. For a simple here's a couple reasons why. There's a place known as JTV. I just signed a contract with JTV, so that's a little bit more paper. I am the former S&W Global Champion. I am the current World Wrestling All-Stars Champion, and I am the current Wrestle Kingdom IWGP Champion. And this match going in with Will King, I can see what he can do. I've seen what he did in the ring. He was at the Power Org Network's All-Star Extravaganza, where you also and your boys were also there as well on day 2. Will King was on day 1, you was on day 2. So I saw what he did to Ben Hopkins on day 1. And I'm going into this smart.
Now, you mentioned Ben Hopkins. I know King just fought him recently. How different is your style from Hopkins? Like, what can you bring that Hopkins didn't that may turn the tide of this match into your favor? How can you withstand the power that King has? Like, I know he outweighs you by, what, 50 pounds or so. That's gonna make a difference in this. What can you do to withstand that?
50 pounds? That's nothing. I've wrestled guys. When I first started out in a little place known as Crash Collision Wrestling, CCW. It's kind of like the Caldwell's ECW back before WWE took it over.
Right.
And there, me and my best friend, who now I have no idea where he is. He was in WWE last year and disappeared. I don't know.
We're referring to the Beast, maybe.
No, my best friend Dylan Waits.
Okay.
The Razor. Okay. Dylan the Razor Waits, or you can call him the Southern Savior. I have no idea where he went. Me and him became, within 3 months of being in CCW, we became the CCW Tag Team Champions by beating these 7'2" brothers known as War Machine, Max Hammer, and Eliminator. And both of them were close to 400 pounds. Back then, we were just puny 160 pounders. And we took out them. We were giving up, what, 300 plus pounds?
Jesus.
And
so you're used to fighting men way bigger than you. So, I mean, you with your experience, you think that's going to give you the edge? Maybe? The quickness?
The quickness, the high flyingness, and my nickname that was given to me by the whole CCW world, the King of Extreme. This is what giving up weights, going hard in the paint, is what I do. I'm not knocking Will King. I know what he can do as well. I know what he can do in the ring. I know what he can do on the mic.
Now, speaking of that, you sent a very vulgar tweet. We'll just leave it at that. You remember what was said. Will King seemed to basically brush that off. Like, any comment that you made, he basically showed the biggest sign of disrespect and told you that he had basically no thought. He didn't have a care what Trey Jeter had to say about it, or him. To me, that's the ultimate show of disrespect. Have you guys spoken on this any longer? Like, I don't know where this goes from here.
Nope, I haven't spoken to him. That's not the ultimate disrespect. The ultimate disrespect is my longtime rival, Chris Cassidy, formerly known as Crow, hitting on my wife, Teresa. That is the ultimate disrespect. Will King said, it's not even a blimp on my radar compared to that.
Yeah, I definitely can feel you. We've been dealing with that with this Joe Rivers, Tiffany Rivers, and Bobby Wade sort of saga too. So I definitely know how deep that can cut. It basically has seemed to drive Joe Rivers to a breaking point. He came right in the day after and just demolished James Gaines Jr. and took him out. I have no idea where he is. I haven't seen him since. Like, I don't know if he's ever going to wrestle again. So I get how something like that can affect. Is that something that you may carry into this match with Will King? You've got that loaded gun right there that we didn't even know about. That's a total another part of this story.
That loaded gun is part of the fuel going into this match. It's not, the big part, but it is part of me going into this match. For the simple fact, here's the thing. At the end of all of this, I hope Will King can respect me like I respect him. It's not, like I said, I'm not a complete and total asshole. I just hope that he can respect me for my mic skills and for what I can do in that ring. I've wrestled everywhere. Hell, one day, I'm not even lying. I want to wrestle with you. I want to tag alongside you. Hell, if it was possible, I would want you in the Bullet Empire.
I don't, we actually, when I first came into the EFED industry, I was part of the Royal Army. So Gonzo and I were still tag team as the Surplus Marines, being part of the Royal Army. So, I mean, we've done that sort of scenario in a different EFED. I'm not gonna cross something out like that. That could be a good opportunity for each of us.
I'm not gonna knock the Royal Army because I have a member that's in the Bullet Empire. That's also part of the Royal Army. So I'm not gonna knock the Royal Army. But here's the difference between the Royal Army and the Empire. The Empire is family based. It's mafia style. You hurt one of us, you hurt all of us. You come after one of us, you're coming after all of us. This is a family. This is a brotherhood. This, inside the Empire, when you're in the Empire, you're the Empire for life. Whether the Empire disbands, whether the Empire breaks up and go their separate ways, at the end of the day, we're still a family. And we know we got each other's backs.
No, a couple weeks ago, we actually got a chance to see a couple members of your Bullet Empire in action. Chris Jones and Nick Peak. They actually took on the Bass Brothers. That's Will King's crew. Now, I was expecting you two to sort of, no doubt, get your hands on each other. Like, you were standing there, you were a ring's length across from each other. It could have exploded. I saw you guys staring at each other across the ring at one point. I thought something was going to go down. Other than Will King distracting your boys once in a while, nothing really came of that. I mean, did you plan on just not doing anything, or how did that play down? Like, how did you guys downplay that so well?
Here's the thing. We knew that we kind of already anticipated, like, hey, probably gonna try some shit, but don't let it affect us. Let him do what he has to do. But as long as we get that dub, doesn't really matter. Now, I've been, like I said, I've evolved myself. I've even dropped a whole, I don't know if you've seen the new smooth set or anything like that, but I no longer have a TKO in my moveset, no longer have a, well, I do have a super kick, but it's no longer my signature.
It's part of adapting. You
It's
adapt
part of,
and grow.
exactly.
Yeah.
I adapt and grow. Like, I mean, for instance, my hair. I mean, I started off with a shortcut, had an afro, had braids, had long dreads. Then I was like, you know what? No more than long hair. Put it in a ponytail. At one
You've
point in
got
time,
to adapt. There's no way
at
you
one point
can't in
in
this
time, I even had
industry.
at one point in time, I even had my Samoan hair. You had, you know, I even had my Samoan hair just hanging there, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, this ain't working no more. I gotta get my dreads. I gotta get dreaded.
So, are there any other matches that you noticed on the card that stand out to you that you would look forward to watching if you weren't actually going to be involved in the match? I mean, your match is pretty early on, the second match in the card. Are you going to hang out and watch any of the other matches? I mean, right up after you, you've got Killswitch Joe taking on Ricky Velasquez for the hardcore title. We've got huge one. We've got Slick Rick taking on Shane O'Neill.
Now that is the match I really want to see. Shane O'Neill and my friend Slick Rick. The man who can party as hard as me, who can flirt with the women as hard as me. That's all I do.
He's always got ladies with him. It's inevitable. He's going to have somebody with him.
I flirt with, pretty much, I'm his wingman. I flirt with them, they leave with him.
So you draw him in, get him worked up, and Slick closes the deal and takes him home.
Exactly. I mean, come on, so fact.
Is that where the Carolina Hunter came from, or is that a play because you actually hunt critters in the backyard? Like I went hunting with you. I know you actually hunt, but how did you actually get the name Carolina Hunter? Explain that to us. Because it could be either way.
That comes from my best friend, my other best friend that I grew up with. Whether you call him the Carolina Punisher or the Carolina Moccasin, Nick Amick. He's Air Force. Me and him grew up together. We go hunting together. This is what we do.
Now, for those of you just joining us, we've got the Carolina Hunter himself, Trey Jeter, on the phone with us. Just bullshitting. We already discussed his match. If you've got any questions for him, jump on in with us. We'll do a three-way. We'll do up to... I get friggin' 8 lines here that we could have going on if anyone wants to jump in here with us. Has any questions? If Will King wants to jump in here, let him know what you have to think about him right here live, Will King. Jump in here.
Yeah, Will, come on. Jump in. Come on, Holmes. Let you know how I feel. I respect you, man. Now, I just want to hear what you got to say about me, bruh. That's it. That's me. I'm the Carolina Hunter, Bullet Empire, which Bullet Empire is very, it's kind of big. I'm not gonna even lie. We're kind of big.
Oh, I don't know many other members of the Bullet Empire except for the 3 of you that are part of FIP.
Well, there is the Black Son of Car Wrestling himself, Jeffrey Albritton. There's Jeremiah Lloyd. There's the American Nightmare, Jamie King. There is the Terminator, Brian Omega. There are the Young Bloods. There's who else is out there? There is the superstar, Sean Nova.
Now, Trey, I don't mean to interrupt you, but just a question to ponder after. We had Eric Willie drop a question for you here. He would like to know, after you get done, what your thoughts are on the tag title match. If you've been following that scenario, if you know the storyline going on here. So, go ahead with your thought. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I just wanted to make sure that our fan got that question out to you himself. So,
no problem. Look, there's Ethan Page. There's well, obviously Teresa Jeter. There's Rebecca Lloyd. Um, there's another chick that we're gonna keep a secret. There's another guy we're gonna keep a secret. There's Kevin Angel, and there's a little list I honestly got. There's so many of them got, and then hopefully, who knows? Maybe even you and Gonzo will one day put on the colors of the Empire.
Now, before we get into you and your thoughts on the tag title match coming up to see who's the interim champion until Eli of the Soulsworn recovers from his injuries and is able to actually get back in the title mix, how do you, as the leader of the Bullet Empire, do you determine which wrestlers go to which federations? Like, we were blessed to have you yourself come join FIP. Then later on, you brought in Jones and Peak. Like, how did you decide who goes to which federation?
Well, for the simple fact, I'm not the only one that's. It's a three-way leadership inside of the Empire.
Okay.
It's me, Nick, and Jeremiah.
So we have two of the three leaders of Bullet Empire signed contracts with Forged in Pain.
Yes. And as far as who goes where, that is a decision. Like I said, as I said, we're a family, but everybody has their own independent thoughts. So if one person wants to go here, hey, cool. Just do us proud.
My teacher gave.
Because me and Jeff, we're also in COH, Call of Honor. And we are right now in COH Global Championships. We're actually heading into Ultimate Glory 5 to fight the COH World Tag Team Champions to unify them, become the COH Undisputed Tag Team Champions. Me and Jeff with COH. That's actually how me and Jeff linked up. We linked up with COH. I got from there, he offered me a contract at S&W. With the S&W. And then the Bullet. Then the Bulletproof was then taken to, S&W, but that came from, now that part happened only after Brad came. He pissed off. He pretty much pissed off.
I remember Brad. I definitely remember Brad. Kind of some of my earlier days in IWA, when I first got on the scene with IWA and UCW. I remember Brad. I had some words with him myself, believe it or not.
He pissed off S&W owner, Jeffrey Alberton. Pretty much pissed him off. And then it came to WWE. Which as you know, he's no longer a part of.
I did not know that. He does seem to jump around a little bit, doesn't he?
He was playing with COH with it. First of all, he was actually part of COH for a hot little minute. I don't think he actually had a match. He was going to, and he pissed off the owner of COH, and they kicked him out. Is very, very,
Now, I don't want to get too far into talking about Brad the Beast. Many of us here that are going to be listening to the show, we know he's a hard guy. He's a hard pill to swallow. He's had problems across the industry. I'm not here to step on any toe. I don't have anything. I don't have any personal feelings. Like, he's not in my feelings. I don't care enough. If he wants to wrestle, I'll make his big ass tap out, just like I do anybody else that gets in a ring with me. But it's not a personal thing. I just fight anybody. You know what I mean? So I don't want to get too much into talking about Brad. Get his feelings hurt. He'll have admin coming after me from blah 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 blah. Who knows? Now let's get back to our fans' question a little bit here. Eric Willie would like to hear your thoughts on the tag match coming up. Now, have you been following Forge and Payne to know a little bit about what's going on and to have an opinion on this?
A little bit, yeah.
Do you know Havoc? Do you know the Empire of Payne? I know you've probably got some history with them. Their manager, James Seal, from the IWA. I know when you were over there, maybe you had some history with those guys. Havoc is kind of newer. They were signed here first, and since then they've been kind of blowing up on the scene. So they're kind of a little bit newer team coming in here right now for this title shot.
Yeah, I've had problems with Empire Payne before at IWA. I mean, hey, they're tough. They are tough. They don't quit. That's one thing. They don't quit. They took me to the limit. I mean, I've been pushed to the limit before, but
they had probably one of the matches of the year so far. I mean, against those Soulsworn for the title. So they're definitely some bad dudes. I agree. They're tough. They don't quit.
Now, Havoc, I've seen them working in FBP, Forged by Payne. Is Forged by Payne or Forged in Payne?
Forged in Payne, yep.
FIP. I've seen them work. They have potential. I mean, honestly, they have potential. It's just,
as a champion and a veteran, does it bother you to see a new team like this, like Havoc, be basically plucked and thrown into title contention? How do you as a vet see when new wrestlers like that are given these title shots? Because I know I've overheard some words from Scott Toffick and Niles McGregor of the Wolf Lair. I wasn't going to get into that very much, but I've been hearing in the locker room that they've had some gripes about this, about Michael Blaze, Facade, and Dre Havoc being put into this title mix already. How do you feel as a veteran in a scenario like that? Like, if you were a title holder, how would that make you feel, these new guys being plucked and put in there? Or instead of you, a new wrestler was put in a title match against the champion, and you basically have to get in there and watch this young up-and-comer fighting for a title that, hey, Trey Jeter would want a shot at that title.
Well, for some fact, I'll look at it from two sides. One side is a rookie. Side is a rookie, be like, hell yeah, let's fucking eat this shit pop. Then as the veteran, I'm like, the fuck is this bullshit?
I definitely see. I mean, Eddie and I, since we came, we ran through the roster. We basically beat up anybody that came in here. We're in gore, anything. So we've been in the shoes, sort of Havoc. You know, we haven't been in any federation long enough to really be at your standpoint. That's kind of my curiosity on that. Like, kind of wondering, I guess, how the roster would feel about someone like me coming in here and, you know, jumping on the scene and becoming hardcore champion and holding titles, tag titles. So I was just kind of curious, a little insight on that. If you pause for 1 second, don't leave, Trey. I've got a friend request to accept, and possibly Lewis C might be wanting to jump in here live with us. I know you've got some history with Lewis C, so we put you on hold real quick. You still there, Trey? I think you can hear me, but can't. I don't think it gets recorded. Oh, this is Lugo actually that wants to jump in here. Code Freak. Okay. So that's maybe Killswitch Joe coming in with us. send him an invite to the party here. Maybe get him in with us. Alright, I guess Eric says we could still hear our audio. I thought it paused it and didn't let it show over, but apparently we were still live and I had no idea. Thanks you for letting us know. And it was actually Killswitch Joe that sent us a friend request here, and you know, maybe we can have him or his manager Lugo jump in with us. I believe Lugo, the manager of Killswitch Joe, is actually the manager of the challenger for our women's title at No Way Out as well. That's Victoria. If I remember correctly, he is the manager of her as well.
And as you were talking about how they feel about you jumping in, hardcore championship and all that, I had a similar situation with WWE going for the WWE title. Some people on the roster in season 2 were like, how can the owner, how can the CEO of WWE, how can he just jump in here and take the WWE championship like that? And people, they have to remember, I'm in WWE, but I'm not active as CEO. I'm not active as CEO. I'm not backstage making the match cards. I'm not in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm not down in Charleston, down there saying, I'm not down in Charleston like at headquarters like, hey, we're gonna push this guy, push that guy. No, I'm not down in Charleston. I'm on the road with everybody else. The reason that's
you're on the tour bus with the rest of the roster.
I don't want to say tour bus, but
hey, I'm still on a tour bus when I travel, so I mean I'm not on Trey Jeter's level yet. You know, we're still on the. I'm still on the bus, man. I'm still on the bus. I'm still peeing in that little party in the back, brother. You know, but I gotta pay my dues. You know what I mean? I've been successful, but I'm still paying my dues in the Fed scene. So.
Hey, with you being in WWA, that tour bus will turn to a plane soon enough.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. I don't want to. I've had to take a dump in that toilet many times. You go over some bumps. Despite the shocks in these things, big air shocks, you're still getting the blue shit on your ass, man. There's no getting away with it. You've been there, man. You've been there. The balls hanging over the fucking little toilet. The blue stuff sprays up at you. I know you've been there early on in your career. We all go through it. I'm having fun, man. It is what it is.
It's like, I actually have the, because if you watch day 2, which I'm so sorry that you guys lost on day 2, guys, you guys put up a really good fight against OTF. You guys put up a really good fight against OTF.
It happens, man. We're learning, you know.
You put up a really good fight.
You can win and lose.
I mean, now OTF's dad, Big John Cassidy, is actually acting as CEO right now because I mean, he's their biological dad. He raised them, but he didn't raise them. They were mostly raised by their stepdad, Alexander Yosef. Or, well, my bad. His former name is Alexander. His name is Muhammad Yosef.
So they've got it in their blood. I mean,
it's
their blood. We're bound to lose a guys like that now and then. Gonzo and I, we just jumped on the scene in 17, man. I mean, before that, military on the road. We came in like we didn't even have contracts when we first came into the UCW. We were there hired on by Zet as henchmen, basically, brother. I mean, we were just there to beat people up, and we had our contracts. We had like a little hit list we were given to us, and that's what we were.
I don't.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I don't
So
like that. I don't really like Zed like that. I mean, I don't like Zed. I don't like Zed. Me and Max, we have our differences, but we've patched up our relationship. I still don't like his dad. I really don't like his dad. God, I really don't like his dad.
I don't either, man. I'm just happy that they gave us a chance and let us sign on and make a career of this, man. I caught the bug, dude. I fucking loved it, and we train every day. When I'm not doing the show, I'm training. I mean, that's just what it is. And my wife K-Baby is getting back into action here too soon. So
there's no doubt about she won't. I'm offering her a contract too, WWE and All Star Academy, because I mean, you've seen me down in. I do.
Eric drops in blue balls as a comment towards the blue toilet water splashing up on me here.
And I know that you and Eric training. I mean, I'm training with you guys down in Charleston. I mean,
yeah, man, yeah, it was a good time, bro.
You've been to my club. You guys have been to my club in Charleston. You guys have been to one of my live shows in Charleston. I mean, you guys have. We've traveled up. We've traveled up in Newberry, South Carolina. Yeah, you two have met my family.
We had Joe Rivers with us.
Wow, Rivers. I mean, you guys have trained. I mean, you guys trained with me in Charleston. You guys been in Newberry, Charleston. I took you to some of the restaurants that we had, which I can tell you and Eric really enjoyed going to. Damn it! What was the damn diner name?
Yeah, I had so much to drink that night, brother.
God. Oh, you guys.
You were pretty out of it too, man. I don't know if any of us would remember.
Oh God, that was a pretty good night. I mean, we've been to the diner up there in Newberry. We've been to the M&M Cafe in Pomeria. That was a pretty good. That was. You ordered so much at the M&M Cafe. It was so freaking awesome. Oh God, I can see that you guys really enjoyed it and really enjoyed the Southern home cooking that we have up in South Carolina. It's like when we train, it's not because we do it. We do it because we love this. It's not. I mean, hell. I mean, between the check I get from COH, S&W, WWA, I mean, God, I mean, I have enough money that, you know, is good. It's just, you know, I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for the money. I do it because I love this.
You're set, brother. You and Slick Rick, your buddy there. Is there really any more? Like, what do you do with your paychecks now? Like, you just give random paychecks out to people at this point? Like, you see a guy walking down the street and give him a paycheck? Like, here?
No. I give most of the checks I give to my alma maters. My elementary school I went to, the middle school I went to, the high school I went to.
Yeah, that's good. I can appreciate that.
I give it to them, help them build and grow, and get new equipment and everything that they need for the schools. Like they need new equipment. Like say they need new art supplies. Now they get a check from me. No, here, boom, take it. I don't need it. I got enough. Boom. I mean, occasionally I'll fly to my house in California. So buy a new car. Like I recently bought and sold a Range Rover, all black Range Rover. Bought, sold it. Now I'm looking to.
Now is that sort of John Cena scenario? Like, did they come after you did that, like they did with him and his car? Like I didn't know that was legal.
It wasn't a promotional thing. I mean, no, it wasn't even a promotional thing. It was just
you paid for a car, and that was it. Like it wasn't a promotion.
Yeah.
Okay, so different scenario.
I mean, like right now, like
we mentioned
right now
WWA. I don't mean to cut you off again here, but I want to make sure you get these questions by our fans, because they don't have this opportunity often, getting you live like this. So they're excited, man. They're firing off questions for you. So the question was, once Havoc wins the Blood Brothers Championship, the Blood Brothers Tag Team Championships here at FIP, is the WWA Tag Division ready? You know, the possible first simultaneous tag champs between WWA and FIP. Basically, it sounds like this man is certain that Havoc is going to come out tag champions. How do you feel about that, being a member of WWA and partial owner? Is that?
Oh no, I'm full owner of WWA.
Full ownership. Oh, okay. Do you have Havoc on your roster? First off, are they in your tag division yet?
I've been contacted for him. I've been contacted by him, and we have a live event coming up called Fight Forever, which will be live.
Okay.
It won't be edited like All Star Extravaganza was, but it will be live streamed. And you know what? Devil Dog, if you want to tag with me, let's give them a tryout. They'll go to the All-Star, because all rookies have to go to the All-Stars Academy before they get to the main roster. I mean, that's, you know, like you said, you gotta pay your dues.
No, they have 3 members, Facade, who is injured. Would you be willing to offer just the 2 main tag guys, or all 3 of Havoc?
I mean, it all depends on if all 3 want to come, then we'll give them, then me, you, and then another, whoever, maybe Rivers or even Killswitch Joe can do a 6-man elimination tag team, WWE style. Extreme tag team like you guys went to with OTF. Give them a tryout. All 3 of them, boom, go to the All-Star Academy.
No, I'm asking because we actually have their manager who's been following our live broadcast as we speak. I don't know if he's going to mic up at all, but I know he's watching. I know he's listening. So I kind of wanted to throw that out there to, get your live response to that question. And there he goes. He says book it. So apparently the manager of Havoc is all for them coming over and getting this shot at WWA. So they're in, brother.
I mean,
sign it.
Hey, let's do it. Let's go. Let's get it. We'll do it. We'll see we'll see how they can handle with now the original WWA rules are back in play. Last season they wasn't, but now they're back in play. No disqualifications, 20 count. No disqualifications, 20 count. Bada bing, bada boom, all back in play. Now let's see if they can handle the extremeness that WWE has been known to grow on. And let's see how they can handle it. They don't have to win the match. They just have to impress me enough to get a contract at the All-Star Academy. We'll move. They'll stay in Charleston for a while, build them up in Charleston. Maybe they win maybe, who knows? Maybe they can become the first ever All-Star Academy Tag Team Champions. If you and Eric don't become the first All-Star Tag Team Champions.
Eric is a friend of mine. It's Gonzo is my tag partner here, the Surplus Marine. So, these men, they've got the talent, brother. I mean, they could be huge. Myself and Gonzo, we've sort of taken a back seat to things, helping run the show. Havoc has been stealing our spotlight here in FIP, brother. Between them and Soulsworn, Wolf Lair, we've got some quality tag teams in this division. They're all over the place, and a lot of young teams. So, you got to take a look at our roster, and it's huge over here. Tags is huge, and if any of them want to split and go venture over to IWA as well, they're free to. It's in our contracts. We got a kind of loose contract like that, so they're free to venture over and hang out with you guys too. So
it's in WWA's contract too. If you want to go somewhere else while wrestling WWA, it's fine. Hell, Wrestle Kingdom.
Who we got there? Who's on the mic with us?
Hello.
What's going on? Who we got on the line now?
I'm Mr. Travis Sparks.
Travis Sparks. Welcome to the show, brother.
Shit.
We got Mr. Trey Jeter and Travis Sparks here online with us, folks.
I'm not. Let me first of all, y'all. Before Travis says anything, Travis has. I can applaud him for giving me and Jeffrey a shot and proving ourselves. One day I want to be at the top of COH Mountain, and over this dealing with Travis, talking to Travis, working at COH, I would like to say me and Travis are friends, and I appreciate his friendship, and I appreciate him giving me and Jeff a shot, and he's right. If they want to go to COH, you will not find a shortage of competition in COH. Hell, I'm looking forward to Ultimate Glory 5.
I haven't signed a contract. Eddie and I haven't with COH as of yet. We're spreading fast, though, brother. Surplus Marines have been spreading fast, so possibly another stop for us in the future. I wouldn't say no to that.
It'd be really good. It'd be a really good thing for the Surplus Marine to go to COH. This man is a fucking genius.
That's what I'd like. I like the insight. I like the opportunity to learn.
I appreciate the love, but let's not make this about COH. I came to watch No Way Out.
The show, this is actually just the release for the match card. This isn't, we're not actually having the show today. This is just our first ever pay-per-view match card release. Oh, we got Joe Rivers checking in. Joe Rivers says, "What's up, Trey?"
What's up?
I just came to drop by real quick, so I gotta head out in a sec.
All right, appreciate that.
And
This is COH Joe and Travis. I want you guys to check out No Way Out. It's coming out soon. You have a date?
On the Universe calendar, it is the last Sunday in June, so we're probably about a week away.
We are 1 week away.
and we're finishing up the roster for WWA. Hopefully soon we'll have everything up and running, which Mr. Sparks will be part of our 3rd annual Top All-Star tournament, which I'm actually hoping he goes really, really far, because I really kind of want Travis Sparks to become either the Prince of Punk or the Dragon Gate champion.
We get Eric Willie, the manager of Havoc, saying that it may be wise for a COH scout to be in the crowd during that tag match that they have for the Forge and Payne Blood Brothers titles. Yeah, possibly a link there. Some new talent for you to take a look at.
Sparks is there. If Sparks is there, is their match before mine or after mine?
Their match is after yours because it's a title match, so they're a little further down the card.
Hell, if Sparks cannot make No Way Out, I will be in the crowd scouting for him.
Yeah, your match is early on, so you shower up and you're welcome to come sit beside me. Go live. I'll put a mic on your head and you can call the rest of the show with me.
Hey, Travis, if that's okay with you, if you can't make it, if it's okay with you, I'll scout for you.
It's all good, man. I mean, sorry about the interfere my work schedule.
If you haven't been following Forged in Payne, Scott, we're always live. We're always mic'd up. The chat line is always open for everybody. Pay-per-view is no different. I like members of the roster to jump in, fans to jump in. We improvise. On the spot interviews, we do it all. We love that live raw feel. So you get a chance and you see the show going on, jump in and check in here with Forged in Payne, pay-per-view or regular show.
When I retire, I plan on being a commentator. Hell, if Sparks will let me one day, I'd like to commentate Slam.
I run it for extra cash, man. Me just starting, I run it for extra cash.
Hey, he used to have to pay me. I just want to commentate on Slam.
Well, guys, it's just, well, I mean, I would say thanks for having me. I kind of just dropped in here.
No, that's what it's open for, brother. I appreciate it. Appreciate you showing the love. I don't mind giving the spot to COH. You know, a possible friendship in the future, just like we have with WWA. So, and UCW, Gore. You know, hey, we're all one community, brother. Let's support each other and make it work.
That's one thing I want to mention. The Power Org Network.
Networking, brother, exactly.
That's what the Power Org Network is all about. It's about all of us networking together. It's about all of us supporting each other, helping each other. We're looking for new people to join the Power Org Network. On the Power Org Network, we're going to have an original show known as Terradome X, where we will have the Power Championship, which anyone, if you want to join the Power Org Network, come talk to me. If you've got a show, you want to jump on Power Network, let me know. I'll boost up the logo, I'll put you on the logo, and we can get this thing cracking, and the championship can be defended on any of the shows that is inside of the Power Org Network. Whether COH joins it, whether Forge and Payne joins it, IWA, UCW, whoever joins the Power Org Network, this championship will be defended on Terradome, can be defended on Terradome, or any show that the champion has. Hell, if you, like I said, we're all about networking, we're all about working together, and we want to see each other grow.
Yeah, agreed. And for those who are just logged on, it looks like we've got some new members joining our broadcast here. We've got Ricky Armstrong checking in with us. Ricky, you've got a fight coming on here on the card too, taking on Killswitch Joe. That's Ricky Velasquez for that hardcore title, challenging Killswitch. I'm glad you can check in here with us. It looks like we actually have Lee Jones, who is, I don't know if he's mic'd up yet or if he's going to, but it looks like he is in there with a couple comments. He's kind of disappointed that the Soulsworn won't be able to be on No Way Out to defend their title. It's just a interim championship, but don't worry about that, Lee. Your boys, the Soulsworn, they will get a chance to get back in that title hunt. They will immediately become #1 contenders once Eli is cleared by medical staff and can get in the ring once again with his partner Akane.
And I'm gonna put this out here now.
That's why they're just interim. A good point was brought up by a fan. Facts are, to be the champs, you have to beat the champs. 100%. 100%. That's why they will be put right back in the title hunt as the #1 contenders once they are back active. Yeah, the goddamn redneck Colt. Yeah, Colt Shields, if you guys are just checking in here, we talked about it earlier. The tag title will feature Havoc versus the Empire of Payne, because Colt Shields' attack on Eli put him on the shelf. He's out until further notice. We have no date on him. Just following up real quick, so for those that are new, just logging onto the broadcast.
Yeah.
So that's where this match is coming
Colt
from.
Shields. I want to congratulate Colt Shields on his victory over the SMW World Champion Michael Miner. And on day 1 of All-Star Extravaganza. Actually, now I can't remember
Colt
exactly,
Shields is a good friend of mine, good personal friend. One day I hope to team with him in the future. It'll be on a different federation. I don't wrestle very much here. I'll make a spot match now and then, but that's not what I'm at the FIP for. I'm sure I'll be able to team with my buddy Colt down the road. I'm sorry he has to go through what he's been going through here so far, but that's what Forge and Payne is all about, brother. It's a battleground. That's what it is. So.
Oh yeah, battleground. I'm telling that from. And Coach Shields, he put on a great match. He made Michael Miner tap out, and I pretty sure it was the opening match of.
He just made
All-Star
Akane
Tournament.
tap out a week ago. He locked him up in that Gator wrangle, that
Yeah.
Cobra Clutch, basically, and tapped
Yeah,
out
he put Michael
Akane of
Miner
all
in there.
people. If you can tap out Akane, what are you capable of for real? Like Akane, I didn't think the guy felt pain.
And I'm not gonna lie, if I can retain, because I'm letting this be known now that soon as we, hopefully very, 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 very soon, we'll get everything up and running with WWA. The show will be out and all that. But I mean, and the first pay-per-view after the shows get started will be Battle for Olympus.
Hey, Cheeky Life, I see you checked in. What is your name through Facebook so I know exactly who I'm talking to? We got Eric. He just tweeted this. Listen to this real quick. Some might say there are rumors going around that Eli may be faking the injury in order not to have to face Havoc in the ring at No Way Out. Now, that's comedy to me. I know Soul Sworn. I've been in the ring with him. Like I was just saying, Akane tapping out the Colt Shields. I didn't know these guys felt pain. Like I've been in the ring before again, and we had to knock these guys unconscious in order to get a pin on them. So it's kind of funny, their little spot.
And I want to put this out there. After this whole thing with Will King is done, whether Killswitch Joe wins or the other guy wins,
That's
I'm coming after the hardcore
Ricky
title.
Velasquez.
Whether my buddy Ricky wins, or the Killswitch Joe wins, I'm coming after that hardcore championship.
Ah, putting your hat for the hardcore title. Now, I've heard that about you. I know you like to have that hardcore championship. And if you take a look at it up here on the screen, we've got a pretty damn good looking title. That may look good around the waist of the Carolina Hunter in the future.
I'm just saying.
That might look good on you. But, Killswitch, he's not ready to relinquish that. And he's got to get in there with the hardcore. I mean, he's a hardcore legend. Ricky Velasquez is. And he's here to take our friggin' title. And I don't know who else on our roster, other than maybe Vince Stone, may stand a chance at taking this from him. Now we got Trey Jeter in contention for it.
I mean, and what I've been seeing from you, Forged by Payne, you're doing a very great job. You guys are doing a great job with this, everything. One day, who knows? One day, maybe we can collab on a project or something.
I'd be all for it. Pretty busy schedule, but everybody does. But not saying no,
everybody.
Definitely. We had a question going here. It looks like a fan wants to know what your thoughts are on the role that Joe Rivers has been on. He's been winning not only in Forged in Payne, he's undefeated here, despite what's going on with Tiffany and Bobby. We kind of touched on this early on. I don't know if this fan was on it or not, but basically your take on Joe Rivers basically rolling through everybody so far in different federations, despite the fact that there are rumors he's coming to the end of his career. The role that he's on, this close to the end of his career, what's your thoughts on that, Trey?
Well, if he's ending his career, this title match he has in WWA, if he wants to end it, hell, if he wins it, that'll be one hell of a way to end your career, brother. I'm not even joking. I mean, you not only were you the runner, you was the runner up in the top All-Star tournament last year. You came very, very close to beating Blade Wyatt. You came very, very close to beating Blade Wyatt. And
hey, we just had Killswitch Joe himself drop a tweet here to me. It is actually directed at you guys, both at Ricky and Trey. He says, it's not happening. No Ricky, no Trey. No one will be taking this belt from me. So, again, it doesn't look like the Notorious One here is planning on giving away that hardcore title anytime soon. And then Bobby Wade just sent a tweet in towards Rivers because he knows Joe is on here with us. Rivers, you ain't taking nothing. I'm ending your career, and you will be in the retirement home after the pay-per-view. Big words from Bobby Wade, who him and Rivers are both watching the show live right now.
Wow, that was some fighting words right there.
I can't believe I'm part of this history. These legends are live on my show right now, talking shit to each other, guy. That's, for someone that's a young up-and-comer like myself, it's a huge thrill to be part of this. And Rivers is firing back. Why wait? How about I come in your own hometown? Joe Rivers talking about going to see Bobby Wade in his own hometown, folks.
Wow. Why do I have a feeling this is like some Triple H Randy Orton type shit?
This isn't even the pay-per-view show, folks. This is a talk show, a release talking about the match card for No Way Out, and this is what we've got going on right now. This is crazy. This is Forged in Pain. This is live and raw, folks. This is what Forged in Pain is. And it's not stopping. The Twitter fight is going on back and forth. Joe Rivers and Bobby Wade. It's just lighting up. You guys can watch what's going on here.
It is awesome. I love it. I'm loving it.
Trey Jeter, I'm glad to have you on here with us, experiencing this with me, man. I know you've been here, you've seen it, you've done it all, and I'm just glad that you can be here live with me to be part of this. I don't know who better to be here, brother.
I'm not even halfway done yet. Rivers may want to retire, but brother, don't do it just yet. Because there's a couple things I want to do in my career. I want to fight Colt Shields for the WWE. I want me and Colt Shields go at it for the WWE Championship. I want me and Rivers go at it for the IWGP Championship. I want me and you to go at it one day for the IWGP Championship or the WWE Championship.
Brother, hell, I'm always down. I will not request title shots anywhere. I'm happy to be here at this point, this early in my career. I don't plan on. I've held titles already. I won't ask for a title shot. I won't say no to one, but I haven't asked for one. And oh shit, Draven, guys, Gabriel Draven just sent out a tweet to us, of all people. I have heard your comments about us. See you soon, Joe Rivers. See you real soon. Joe Rivers, you're still on here with us. Gabriel Draven has you in his sights, brother. I don't know what you said to him, but Joe Rivers, you got to get through this feud with Bobby Wade, brother, because you've got Gabriel Draven has you in his sights now too. That's the Soul Sworn has you in his sights.
That's not good.
I don't know what you did, Rivers, but
you did,
your life's gonna get way more interesting. And Ricky Velasquez made a comment earlier too that you know, he's willing to put his body through anything to get this title. Angel, I'm sorry you think this stream is boring. You probably don't get what it is. I appreciate you checking in. Hey, if you followed the show, you wouldn't be so bored by this if you know who any of these guys are that are on here. How can you be bored talking to legends? Trey Jeter, Bobby Wade, Ricky Velasquez, Killswitch Joe was on here earlier. I don't know how you can be bored with this, but you know, Sayonara.
Travis Sparks was here for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Travis Sparks.
I mean, Jesus. I mean, how are you bored, bruh?
I don't know, man. In one of my earlier shows, we actually had what seemed to be, the name was Brock Lesnar, right? I thought we had Brock Lesnar himself on with us, but it was actually apparently his son had hacked his Twitter account and was firing off, calling us, I don't know, it's different choice words, basically calling us names of rap songs that could be on Will King or yourselves next album. The stuff that he was firing off at us. We just go with the flow. And this Angel guy calling us, we are nerds, Angel Serrato or whatever the fuck your name is. We are nerds. We own it. That's who we are.
Say what you will. I'm proud of what I am.
Yeah, why not? I mean, we hold down jobs. We've got careers. Whatever. Dura just checked in. Rivers, oh sweet child, you have no meaning of what army is. They speak in riddles. I don't exactly always know what they're saying. But
I don't know who
Angel dislike, that's cool.
I don't know who.
Find another show. It's just not for you. No disrespect. I appreciate you coming in here, and now because of you, we're up to 75 comments on this little show. So that's cool. I'll take it.
I don't know what's up with them. I don't know who's worse. The cats that speak in riddles, or Noah Cage. God, who's like Bray Wyatt, but like way.
That's who Gabriel reminds me of a lot of times, like a Bray Wyatt or even early Undertaker. When Undertaker was coming on and he was brainwashing people and he grew his whole ministry of darkness. That's who this guy scares me. I mean, that could be another Undertaker possibly. I mean, nowhere near as big as Taker is or anything, but some of the similar mind games that he plays.
Hey, I mean, hey, Noah Cage has a book of Cage, so like seriously, really? Which
is that sort of like is it like the Book of the Dead or something like that? What is it?
Honestly, don't know. When he returned, he had left WWE because at one point in time he had left WWE, and yeah, I mean he was gone for a good little minute. I mean he was gone for about a good 2 years. The 2014 thing was his last appearance at WWE before 2016, and leading up to 16 he kept releasing like books, like passages, like kind of like leading up to like Austin, like kind of like the Austin 316 thing. He's kind of leading up to that thing.
Okay.
He was like Cage, Book of Cage 1, and he was just going in. He was just saying what was happening. He was pretty much prophesizing what was going to happen. He's even prophesized him becoming WWE champion. He's like the Book of Cage 420 or something like that. He's like, the Holy Grail.
This Twitter fight's still going off here. I'm trying to follow your conversation along with everything that's flying here to the right hand side. I can't keep up. I missed some of what Wade had to say. Dura jumped back in there. We've got Killswitch Joe giving shit to the fan that jumped in and was trying to troll us. Killswitch says, Angel, if this is boring, what the fuck you doing here? Go back to your mama and get some titties? Fucking Killswitch.
Wow.
I was actually able to be in a match with Killswitch not long ago. One of his last matches. That was a huge honor, Killswitch, since you're there. I'm so glad I could be a part of it. I had to make Shade tap out because that kid was just driving me fucking nuts. It's just total non-stop offense. I know he's got some tie with Colt Shields. The Shade guy does, but I wanted to be the one in the ring and to finish Killswitch Joe. Like how huge of an honor that would have been for me, but I just couldn't stand this Shade guy anymore. He's just relentless and he was just annoying me. It was kind of like having someone tie you down and take their finger and just flick you in the nutsack over and over again 100 times. I just got tired. I had to tap him the fuck out. You know, I'm sorry I had to end Killswitch Joe's last match in that federation that way. I was hoping to be able to, you know, make him tap out. But
what fed was
hey.
this?
Jesus, was that IWA? That match
Oh,
was
wow.
in with Killswitch. Yeah, it was a 6-man tag match that we were part of. It was a ECW, one of the two. That match, it just came and went. I was just so basically starstruck at that point, you know. Joe Rivers fired back. Fuck you, Angel. And where to go? Oh, the Twitter feed is going off too quick. I can't even keep up with it. He's basically telling Angel to fuck off. He's telling the Soulsworn to fuck off. Joe Rivers, he's been so damn heated lately since this thing with Tiffany and Bobby. You know, there's no telling what he's going to do. I'm surprised he's been able to hold things together and come up with the wins that he has despite this. And yeah, it looks like it was IWA that match was in. I apologize.
You got to fuel the fire. That's what it is. It's fueling the fire. I mean,
that's what it's been. He's been on a tear. He's been just destroying people. He knocked out Louis C in 2 consecutive matches. Like that kick that he does, it was lights out. There was no coming back from that.
I want to speak directly to Rivers right now. Yes, him. Rivers was
of course.
I want you to use that fire. I want you to use it going into this Dragon Gate Championship against Drew Adams. Drew Adams took out AJ Lopez to become at All-Star Extravaganza. In one of the, I would say probably one of Drew Adams' biggest matches of his career. He took out AJ Lopez in the Dragon Gate Championship. He took the Dragon Gate Championship from him. Now I want you to use that fire, that fuel, going into this match. I want you to use it to win the Dragon Gate Championship. And I want you to use that same fuel to keep the Dragon Gate Championship. And then work your way up to the Global Championship. And if you get drafted, I want you to use that same fuel going into the WWA Championship match.
He's going to need all that, especially coming here, too, for this Forged in Payne Supreme title against Bobby Wade, who's on a friggin' tear and just dismantling everybody here.
Which I was kind of peeved that Nigel McGuinness did not book Bobby Wade for All-Star Extravaganza. Because like I said, I had nothing to do with the match card. Nigel McGuinness, he made all the match cards for all 3 days. I was kind of peeved that he didn't put Bobby Wade on that match card.
Maybe he feels Bobby's got too many titles all at the same time going on right now.
I mean, because I was surprised they didn't put... Well, actually, I think he was booked. I think he was booked in one of those... I think he was booked in one of the two eliminations, over the top rope eliminations, to go on to day 3 to fight for either the Dragon Gate or the Prince of Punk Championship.
Okay. How come almost every streamer is on PS4? I don't know. Is this a joke you got there, Angel? I'm not sure why. We just happen to like PS4, I guess. And
yeah.
I mean, this kid was saying that our show bores him and all that, but what are you still here for, if you don't mind me asking? You know, as respectfully as I can, why are you still with the show? Are you here just to troll? Are you got some sort of interest? Do you know what Forged in Payne is? Or are you just, you know, peeking through and jumped in a random show? If you don't mind answering that question, Angel. Alright, yeah, well, back to you, Trey. Sorry about that.
I mean, the match card for All-Star Extravaganza turned out to be really good. Especially day 3, the match that I watched this match before I went out there and did what I had to do against my own brother, which that freaking... If you watch All-Star, which I'm pretty sure you did that with all, but that completely just blew my own mind. I wasn't expecting to face my own brother in the main event of All-Star Extravaganza. I mean,
That's
Who
fine. I
would,
mean,
right?
I've done battle against Gonzo from time to time. I mean, that's how you get better. You fight someone you know that's good, whether it's your best friend, whether it's your brother, your father, your worst enemy. That's how you get better.
It caught me off guard. I mean, I was like, okay. I was like, all right, Jason. I was like, all right, Jason, you're not using Tyson or Jason Samoa. You're actually using our granddad's last name. You're actually going in there as Jason Kawhi. You're going in there as Jason Kawhi. Like, bro, wow. This is crazy.
Hey,
You
Angel,
just
since you're just running around YouTube because you're bored, what Forged in Pain is, this is an E-Fed show run through Facebook. We live stream our matches for our show here. This is our first ever pay-per-view match card release that you're jumping in here and part of. That's what we are. So this talk show is kind of new to us as well. We haven't done this before. So I appreciate you being here and staying this long, honestly. Check in. If you're into WWE 2K18, if you played it all, you know, jump in. I don't care. Jump in and check out our storyboard on our Forged in Pain group page. Maybe because you stuck around this long, maybe you're really not so bored with it. Maybe you've got some interest. Jump in and check it out if you own a PS4.
Right? I mean, hey, it's crazy. I mean, I run my own thing too. You know. It's crazy. It's like, production value and editing has gotten better since last season, which I'm happy for. Which a lot of people found my intro to the show actually kind of funny. So
He plays 18 on Xbox One. Okay, well that's cool too. You can still follow the show. He may be in some of the same. The Angel Kid. He plays the game just Xbox One. That's fine. I got no hate for the Xbox. I've got an Xbox sitting here parked right beside my PS4. Oh, what's this? Gabriel checked in again here. Hold on one second. Gabriel Draven checked in once again. Rivers goes as far as I allow him to. Colt's career ends at No Way Out. At any time I wish it. Anyone at FIP will meet the same fate. And he kind of cut off there. Looks like he's got a continuation. So Gabriel Draven still... this guy, I didn't know that he would be one to even own a cell phone. Never mind to have a Twitter account. Unless he's got an agent firing off tweets for him. But he's got him and a Dura of the Soulsworn firing tweets off at our live show, folks. That's the kind of heat that Forged in Pain is bringing. Even though we don't edit, we don't have these edits other than on-the-fly edits, music playovers, pre-recorded voiceovers, things like that. Very rough show, but that's exactly what I was going for. Rough, live, raw. That's the feel that I wanted. The improv, improvising his show, the on-the-spot interviews, the live phone line going all the time. Anyone can jump in. I don't care if it's Angel that apparently is bored with the show. He likes the attention. That's fine. You get it. I don't care. You can become part of the show. I love playing on that. That's what Forged in Pain is, guys. He's tweeting with... Eric Willie says he's tweeting with smoke signals. Probably referring to Gabriel. Bobby Wade, I will come to the retirement home, Joe Rivers, and play bingo with you if you would like. Oh, man. I didn't know Bobby Wade had such a personality on him. Oh, man. Trying to get some other superstars to jump in here with us. I knew Lugo was on earlier. Shane ONeill never has much to say, but he actually dropped in on our group page and asked a question. It was just basically, that guy he does all his talking with his fist, basically, so I'm not expecting to really have Shane O'Neill linked up live with us, but, who is thinking CM Punk is returning to WWE? It may be a question that we can get in. Sure, Angel will ask that question.
Happen. It's not gonna happen.
I don't see it happening either, but he can definitely come to FIP if he wants.
Here's why. He hates Vince McMahon with a passion. And Triple H and Stephanie.
That's not gonna happen, folks. You know, not gonna happen. He can come to FIP before he goes back to WWE. I'll take CM Punk.
Unless Shane completely takes over. I mean, then it might happen.
Yeah, see that happening either. But I don't know them as well as you know. I mean, was not one of the worst professional wrestling fans there. Honestly, I bought the game. Didn't get into watching wrestling again until after I bought 2K17. I had to play catch up watching WWE and other feds, you know, old shows on the network to even be able to have any discussion with you guys on it. Because I just haven't been following since probably 2003.
I haven't watched SmackDown and Raw in a while, to be honest. I've been watching Ring of Honor more. So. I
enjoy NXT more than either of them.
I like NXT more than SmackDown and Raw too, but nah. I've been watching Ring of Honor a lot more, so watching ROH. So you know, there's that.
Looks like Angel's probably gonna subscribe here. Apparently, thank you for that. I appreciate it, there, Angel. It's all support. It's all love. We're a good community, and you're welcome to be part of it. We've got. Will KSJ, will Killswitch Joe, go to UFC when his career is over? Killswitch, are you still here with us? That's actually a pretty legit question, because I know Killswitch, he's got some skills on the ground, and he's a good striker. He's one of the better striker I've seen. Killswitch, are you here still? Answer that question. That's a pretty good legit question to come up.
Yeah.
Will you go to UFC or any other MMA, professional MMA brand?
That's, which is weird, because my brother that fought at, All-Star Chef Games, he said if he can't capture back the WWE Championship, that's where he's going. Because he was actually the longest reigning WWE champion at a year and 3 months.
I appreciate that comment, Eric. Yeah, Eric Willie says, Gabriel who? Devil Dog has a real magic. He just turned a troll into a subscriber.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Eric, if you guys don't know Eric Willie, whoever's ever on here, Eric Willie and Lee Jones, they're the other two members of my FIP staff. Eric is former producer slash no producer, but he was part of the group I4I. If you don't know him yet, check him out. Sort of how do you describe him, Eric? Southern hip hop, I guess. A little bit of southern rock mixed in there. Stump is actually our general manager. He is the lead of I4I. That's who, promoter, manager. That was Eric Willie's position with I4I. So if you don't know them, check them out. That's at i4ination.com. You can look for them also on Facebook. They got a page there. We play a lot of their music, opening our shows and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, which
Trey doesn't like I4I's music. That happens. It is what it is. But
I never said I didn't like it. I was just like.
I like it. Eric turned me on to it. And Lee Jones, he is the creator of the Soulsworn. He writes a lot of our script. He does some of our voice promos. A lot of great ideas from these two guys. You know, I'm just in a spot where I was able to say, hey, these two guys, they get it. They get what I'm looking to do for a show. We have a lot of the same ideas, and we flow together, and we've been building FIP. And here we are, our first chat, a live stream of a pay-per-view, and we've got 125 hits in the comments section, and I don't know how many views we've got so far. I'm not, following on the page to see. So,
which you guys put is whether you live stream it or you do what I do, it's hard work. To me, live streaming is simpler, but what I do is freaking like. Sometimes at the end of the day, I want to just punch people in their face after I'm done editing. Like if you go back to our old channel,
guys, I don't want to get past this real quick, but you brought up a question whether Killswitch Joe would be heading to MMA right after. He says he does have, or to UFC. He does have a background in MMA, but he's focusing on his acting career, after his career is over. But apparently he may not be done with IWA. It says that IWA has not seen the last of Killswitch. And Eric Willie, Lee Jones may have some of the coolest cause. Very possible. I like his cause. That's what caught my attention on him at first too. So, back to your thought, Trey.
I mean,
did I break your train of thought? I apologize. I just want to make sure that particular tweet got put live onto our stream for the fans if they come and listen to our show after. Which is running to almost a 2-hour point as we speak.
But like I was saying,
Lee Jones is blushing.
Like I said, it's hard.
Edward, I just got done. It's a live stream for a pay-per-view for an E-Fed if you play WWE 2K18. We're all nerdy, mostly grown men, E-Fedders, into wrestling simulations where we create these characters and we set up shows for them. And that's what this is a little talk show about that. So Angel here just jumped in with us too. He's kind of an outsider, the same as you, Edward, but he's kind of been chatting with us still, so you're welcome to as well. You may be bored with this, but hey, some people like it, some people don't. That's what we are.
And like I said, if you go back and watch some of the crap on our old channel, there's the pay-per-view. Back then it was just exclusive pay-per-view for one of our shows, and it was almost 3 hours long, and that took me I think it took me 2 weeks to edit that.
Yeah, that's why I don't get into this editing crap. My edits are on the spot or pre-done. So who's gonna watch the 25th anniversary of Raw? May, brother. I don't know. I honestly haven't watched any show other than a COS show or an E-Fed show in quite a while, so I probably won't be watching it. Ricky Armstrong Velasquez, yeah, man. FIP is the land of extreme. That's what it is. Again, it sounds cliche. Maybe it's a new catchphrase, but we are raw and we are rough. That's just what it is. Our titles, you can see there, sort of a rough title. That's our Supreme Championship title right there. That represents what we are. It's just a rough show. That's what it is. That's what we want to do. I should make an exception, DD. What do you mean, Eric? I should make an exception to what? FIP for life. I appreciate that, James. James Seal from IWA. I think I broke in with IWA. He gave me my first shot, and then not long after, Lewis C., who I don't know if he is in with us or not. I haven't seen him post anything, but UCW and IWA. I broke in with those two guys, and they got me into this shit. Like, I was hardly a wrestling fan, and they pulled me in, so. Undertaker's returning, is that a thing? Trey, did you hear that as well?
I heard Cena versus him at, like, him versus Cena, but, you know, at WrestleMania, but, you know.
Go home show for the Raw. Yeah, I saw something about that on Facebook the other day, but I'm not sure. So there'll be other legends, not just Taker. Looks like what Eric is saying, HBK, possibly. Taker's old news, you need to go check out Gabriel Draven. Yeah, I made that connection already, Ross, and Gabriel Draven to the Undertaker sort of connection. So, yeah, definitely not the first person to think of that. Let's see, what match have we not touched on? We haven't really touched on the Colt Shields Gabriel Draven match with Trey Jeter. You know, you may have to become more part of this soul-sworn Gabriel Draven's acolytes, basically, here in the near future. I know your career is just really starting off at FIP, and you haven't really had but one match so far. But you know, you being you know, one of the top guys in the Federation, I know eventually you'll probably have that target on your back from Gabriel Draven as well. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. You have any other thoughts leading to this? What you think Colt's going to be able to withstand this nightmare, as Gabriel calls it, that he's going to unleash on Colt Shields? I don't know what that means, really. He speaks in riddles sometimes, but apparently he's going to release some nightmare on Colt Shields.
Okay. I've had my share with mind games from the Jamaican Reaper, Snake Eyes, to Noah Cage. The trick is that this is the trick.
I hope Colt Shields is listening somewhere, because Colt, it sounds like Trey's got some insight for you. So hopefully Colt watches this.
Me and Colt are friends. We're cool. Colt, all it is, man.
Angel, there's no match tonight. This is just a live stream show, a prep for the match. They're just releasing the match card for the pay-per-view. Angel is what it is. So it's hype for it, basically. So there won't be any match tonight. If you jump on and you follow our page, you'll see when I post it. The match is, you know, roughly within the next week. So.
But as it's the mind games, the only way the mind games can affect you if you let them affect you.
We don't have everything together, Eric, otherwise we would run it. And I don't think... I'm surprised I've had this much time with my wife not being here to kind of interrupt the broadcast. So I don't think I have time to run it, and we're not quite ready yet with everything to actually run the show. So.
But Eric Wiley, after this is over, if Devil Dog's up for it, and if you're up for it, we can have a little tryout.
Okay, we're talking about his cause. Are we player versus player to see him, or you want to download his guys? I know to get Eric Willie's characters, it's hashtag I4NI. Just like that, just single letters, the letter I, the number 4, and I will get his cause.
I was gonna say player versus player. If you got someone that you can, like, you know, buddy up with.
You throw Michael Blaze versus Trey Jeter. Hey, I'd watch it.
I was like, hey, if you want to get this tryout going, If Gabriel's up for it, we can player versus player. We can get it popping. If you got another guy that you can play with, do it. Let's get it popping. I mean, I'm down for it if he's down for it. And I'll live stream it if Gabriel wants to live stream it. If you want to live stream it, I'm down for it.
I would probably jump in with yours if I can. I mean, I'm expecting K-Baby to show up at any moment, so I don't know how much longer it's going to go. Honestly, if I jump in PvP, it would be just to freaking play around, because I suck. I'm no Shane O'Neill. I fucking suck at PvP, honestly. I do it just fun. Eric and I jumped in. We had some matches just kind of playing around. He kind of the same thing. We sim most of our matches, so that's the life that we are. We're e-fetters for life, basically. I suck. What's this? Dura just sent out another tweet. Spoiler alert. Colt Shields, as you know, him dies at No Way Out. Apparently, Dura is saying that Colt Shields is basically not gonna make it out alive. I'm hoping that the authorities don't see some of the tweets that are going on right now. There's some criminal threatening going on. I'm not gonna be a witness. I mean, this stuff is up here. Social media, the whole freedom of speech thing. But there's a point where criminal threatening comes into play. I don't know where the line is with remarks like Dora just tweeted here saying that he's not gonna make it out alive. I'm just gonna leave it at that. That kind of, I try to stay clear of that threatening someone's life on live stream. So I'm gonna drop that right there. Have another look here through the match card real quick, just to cover it again. Looks like some people are leaving. It may be breaking down. K-Baby may be home pretty soon. We're coming on to the 2-hour mark. So let's go through the match card one more time here. I don't play Call of Duty World War II. I haven't yet. I have screwed around with it a little bit. I do have an Xbox. My stepson was over and we did play it a little bit. It didn't seem like a bad game, but I haven't dug into it very much. I've always been, the Battlefield type of guy myself, so that's where I am with that. Let's see. Match number 1 on the card again is Dura, who's been checking in with us, and it seems like she may still be following the show. She'll be defending her women's title against Victoria Faria. Second match is yourself, Trey Jeter, finally battling Will King one-on-one in a Falls Count Anywhere match. I didn't release that little stipulation until just now, but it will be a Falls Count Anywhere match. We'll get back into who you think may stand a better chance with that stipulation on there. I didn't drop to that till just now. Keeping it extreme, Killswitch Joe takes on the father of extreme, Ricky Velasquez, for the hardcore title. Look at that right here. Killswitch not wanting to get rid of that. Then we've got some people say that this is the match that they are looking forward to most. We've got sort of two worlds colliding here. We've got Shane O'Neill, who's been strictly a PvPer. We were just talking about PvP a little bit ago. He agreed to have Forged in Payne sign contract for at least one show, this pay-per-view No Way Out, to take on Slick Rick. Sort of, arguably one of the top of the E-Fed industry. So a top PvPer versus one of the top E-Fed personalities, one-on-one, exclusive on FIP. That's how popular our show is becoming in such a quick time here. I'm very proud to have this match on my card. Moving down, we've got Colt Shields finally finally getting his hands on Gabriel Draven through all this. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. Gabriel's going to release his nightmare on Colt Shields, whatever that means. I mean, I'm just guessing that he plans on beating Colt Shields down. There have been other threats to his life, things like that. So, the sixth match, that's that title match for the interim tag team title, the Blood Brothers Tag Team Championship. That's to see who the interim champion is going to be while Eli is out injured. That's going to be Havoc, and it will actually be not Facade and Michael Blaze, but it'll be Michael Blaze and Dre Havoc. A friend of Michael's from another EFED. They met each other somewhere along the EFED line coming up in it. So he will be joining Havoc. I don't know if he's an official member, but he'll at least be representing Havoc in this match, taking on the veterans, Empire of Payne. They are the former champions. That is who lost the title to Eli and Akane of the Soulsworn. So whoever wins this match will be the interim champion. Soulsworn will become the #1 contender for this title, and then whoever wins that match will be the tag champs down the road. I don't know when that's going to happen, but and then that leads us to our main event, Iron Man Hell in a Cell. That's Forged in Iron Cell. Forged in an Iron Cell is what this match is being dubbed as here at Forged in Payne. Joe Rivers, Bobby Wade, both titles are on the line, folks. Not only the Supreme Championship that Bobby Wade holds, but if Bobby Wade beats Joe Rivers, he takes his title, the Battleborn Championship, which is FIP's version of the Intercontinental title. And that's the number one contender, Joe Rivers, versus the top dog here at FIP, Bobby Wade, in a Hell in a Cell Iron Man match. Let's see, I have been sort of covering this. I haven't been feeding the Twitter. It looks like a lot of people are sort of leaving. They're back and forth. We got someone just jumped back in. Little conversation back and forth here. I'm going to have to check out and see what the whole conversation's been, but it looks like Killswitch had said something. Dura is going back and forth here. Gabriel Draven is still tweeting. We still have Angel, the gentleman that jumped in and was basically crapping on our show and picking on us, and we bored him. He stuck around through this, and he's down to, the bottom 4 people that are left on our show right now. How do you make up names for the wrestlers? Very creative. I mean, some people do it differently. I knew what mine was going to be. Mine was based off me. If you guys don't know, I am actually a former active duty United States Marine. Devil Dog is one of our nicknames, and I just run with it. What better for a wrestler? If you're going to make a caw based off a Marine, I was thinking Devil Dog, Leatherneck. Either one of them could have fit, and I chose to go with Devil Dog. So that's how I got my name. So other people...
my late uncle, he's a Marine.
Very cool.
He was in Vietnam.
Yeah, way before my time. I actually...
and Korea, I think. Actually, I think he was in Korea too. And
I served in Iraq. I was in Iraq in 2003. That was near the end of my my stint in the Marine Corps. So I did 13 months in Iraq. When I got back, I only had a few months left. I got just enough time to get divorced and find a job and get the fuck out and move back to New Hampshire. So that was my story. The Michael Blaze, what's it say, is a name he's been using on every game he's played since in the last 15 years. So Michael Blaze has been around for like 15 years from Eric Willie. So people come up with names differently. Lee Jones, if you guys don't know, he is actually a published fantasy fiction writer. He's writing a book, so keep your eye out for that in the future. I don't know exactly how far down the road, but he's part of my team. That's where we can come up with such good script at times, and some of our, our best storylines and our scripts have come from Eric and Lee teaming up with me. I just happen to be good at pulling things together, linking people that fit together the right way. That's kind of the role I play, and I can fucking talk all day long if I want to, so I don't know how huge of a role I play in all this, but we each have our own little fit here in FIP, and it just seems to be working. So what we get here, Bobby Wade's name is a mixture of my cousin's name, Bobby, and a family friend's name is Wade. That's pretty cool. If it wasn't for this, none of us would know that. That's a pretty cool little piece of info. So, nah, don't be so modest, Eric. You are definitely my idea man, and if I have an idea, I run it past Eric. Often first, either of them, but I run it past Eric because he does come up with such good ideas, and he has such a knowledge of wrestling that I run my ideas past him to see if it's garbage or if it's actually worth going with. So Eric always sells himself short on that, but he's actually got some freaking good ideas. What other games do you play? Me personally, or the rest of the show, but myself personally, I've always been in the shooters. Battlefield, I was huge into. I actually ran a clan of over 200 people. We had website, and it was called Surplus Marine, so I've had that name forever. And Gonzo is a friend of mine that I actually met playing Battlefield. My brother and I, we were running around playing. We kept getting fucking shot down, and we had this guy following us, just healing us left and right, and that was Gonzo. And now the guy's my best friend, and he comes up here from Philly, and we go camping together. So a little history on that. We actually do know Gonzo is a real guy. That's Eddie Gonzalez. All my characters are based off real people, the Surplus Marines, who have been a clan. So myself, Devil Dog, K-Baby, that's my wife, Kendra. Gonzo, that's my best friend, Eddie Gonzalez. Jason, that's my actual younger brother, Jason. So, and I play Fallout. I love Fallout, Skyrim.
Oh, I love Fallout. I love
yeah, I see. Don't you you do some live streams of that
job.
once in a while? I see. So
Yeah, I lost my job, so had to sell my Skyrim. But I'm looking in. I've been filling out applications all day for like AT&T and all that, and hopefully I can get my Skyrim back. Because I want to start live streaming Skyrim. So,
yeah, fucking love Skyrim. Another huge fan of Skyrim is Lee Jones. He fucking loves that shit too. So
I had never played. True story. This is how I got into Fallout. I had never played Fallout before in my life.
Hold on 1 second. You can keep talking, but I gotta go off the mic for 1 second.
And my buddy is in the Air Force. He's like, Trey, I got this game. I think you might like. I want you to play it. I was like, all right. I was like, what is it? He's like, he didn't tell me what it was. He just came up for, I think it was Christmas, and he brought me Fallout New Vegas. So I had my PS3 then. And he's like, just play it. You'll like it. I promise you. I was like, all right. So I started playing New Vegas. And I kept playing through New Vegas. I'm like, okay. I love this. I called him. I was like, hey, Nick, I love this game, dude. It's awesome. Like, I told you would like it. And ever since then, I've always I fell in love with Fallout. I've beaten Fallout 4 multiple times. Now I'm running through it with mods. And with the mods, it doesn't make it Some of the mods make it easier, some of them don't.
I just barely found these mods on Fallout and on Skyrim, and it's opened a whole new fucking game for me, dude.
Like, okay, there's a mod on Skyrim that I absolutely love.
I don't honestly use the cheat mods. I use mods that basically make the gameplay better. Visual effects. I like the crafting mods. I like crafting like a motherfucker. So
there is a mod that adds in a force temple. It's like literally it adds like a force temple, like a Star Wars force temple into the game. And it's like you go in there, you can become like you can choose to become dark side, or you can go through the light. So you become a Sith or a Jedi, and it's freaking awesome.
What the fuck?
And at the end of it, you get like a lightsaber sword. It's like freaking awesome.
Yeah, there's some fucking badass mods in there. I mean, I'm just touching the fucking things, but I need some hours. Like right now, if I wasn't doing this live stream, this is an impromptu thing. Like I fucking just was sitting there bullshitting and had the idea like, let's do a fucking live stream. Fuck it. And I threw the question out, and my guy said do it. So here we are. So this is just winging. Like I had no plans for this, and it seems pretty successful. We're at like 200 comments right now. So people are liking it, and I mean, we still got 6 people on, but people have been cycling in and out, and we had like 13 or 14 at one point. So, I mean, people are liking the idea. I might start doing this before pay-per-views from now on, if people want to keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, and, one of the best mods on Fallout is the cheat room. And with the cheat room...
I saw that, but I never got it. I don't like the idea of cheating as much. I like the creating. I like creating. Like I get all the crafting stuff, but I don't like do huge buffs on my characters. Yeah.
Well, what I like about the cheat room is, like, especially if you're just starting out, you don't really have that much ammo. That's the only thing I go to the cheat room for is ammo. And it just has like a room for like I think it's like 10 shells, like 5 on one side, 5 on the back, 5 in front of you, and 5 behind you.
Eric says that our success is that's what happens when we have a Havoc in the main event. We bring in viewers, so them coming to your show, man, it might be a good thing. You get more viewers if you get the Havoc downloaded onto your show, brother.
The cheat room is like the cheat room. Only reason that's the only thing I use cheat room for is ammo, and I actually stopped going to the cheat room because I have over 2 million things of ammo.
Don't they have just simple ones that you can craft all the fucking ammo you want, like easily? I mean, because I've seen that on there, and some of the ones that I get for crafting in your what is it, in your chemical station, you can craft ammo and shit. Or you can pick up a box right from the beginning with like 1 million fucking things of ammo in it. So
and
yeah, we can upload WWE 2K18 videos. We usually live stream a lot of them, and I go in, and there are other people's that I subscribe to on the show, Angel. And he mentioned upgrading my YouTube account to be able to upload other videos or something. I'm not sure. I'm new to this shit, honestly. I never really did the streaming videos. I've been running PvP, you know, on shooters and stuff, but I always had other people putting the videos up for me. I never really got into that. I just ran the clan, ran the websites, the Facebook pages, stuff like that. I wasn't the one, you know, putting the actual videos up, so I don't know how all that really works. I'm new to this shit.
Yeah, it's like uploading is not bad. It just takes a while.
Is that like you'll do a video without being live, and then you create it and edit it on whatever and upload? Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah, pretty much like movie
Okay.
make. Like I use cause I use Windows Movie Maker to edit my show. I know some people who use Sony Vegas, which I want to get Sony Vegas and learn how to use it, but it just costs too much, and I really don't. Even if I did have the money, I still wouldn't buy it because it's that high. The cheapest version, like you
No
can get,
Gamer
like,
Kingdom. We're on 2K18. This is just basically a talk show for this E-Fed in 2K18. I don't think any of us here are still part of 17.
Which soon, I'll be doing a podcast with WWA soon. And I actually wouldn't mind having Devil Dog be the first guest on the podcast.
Whenever you run it, man, as long as I have time. That's the thing with me. I never actually know. I just, like, when my wife and kids, something comes up and they run out and they don't fucking need me there, then I'll jump on and do a show or whatever if I've got an hour and a half, 2 hours. Or if I get a chance, I don't have to work the next day and I can stay up late as fuck and, you know, do some editing of character or whatever, but I never honestly know, so it's hard for me to have it planned. If it's on a weekend, the chances are pretty good. You know, Sunday, Monday are my days off, so that's how I get a chance to do this, because wife had to bring a buddy of hers to the bus stop and run errands and shopping and, you know, whatever other chick shit K-Baby does, you know. So this is actually longer than I thought I was gonna get.
Yeah.
I would definitely love to jump in. You let me know that it's going on, and I'll try to find a way to get in.
Yeah, usually I record it. Usually, when I start a part, I'll record it. Because I'm probably gonna have a co-host, which is my buddy Jeff, and he's usually off on Sunday, Mondays too. So.
Tatum. If you guys watch other shows, you hear my daughter Tatum loves to jump in. She's bullshit with Eric, basically, but she'll jump in. She actually came in one show, and she pretended to be Trish Stratus. Like, the name just came out of the blue, and she said, "Hey, I want to be Trish Stratus." So I gave her the mic and was asking her questions, and she pretended to be Trish Stratus. And then she likes to throw this little her version of a British accent out on the shows, and she started off as being my co-host, and then it's sort of grown from there. And yeah, she's Havoc's #1 fan, because they get on there and she bullshits with Eric back and forth a little bit.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Eric jumps in and he likes to co-host with me now and then. I have a hard time hearing him when he gets on. His mic is kind of low in my headset. I guess it comes up on the stream, but I have a hard time hearing him sometimes. And I heard, speaking of British accents, it sounded like I heard somebody jump in there. Who we got with us?
It's Lee. How you doing?
Lee, what's up, brother?
Whoa,
How you doing? You okay?
Glad you could finally
Lee.
jump in here, man. Now we just need to get Eric on, too, at the same time. Do a freaking show with all three of us at some point.
Finally got the kids settled, so I thought I'd jump in.
Yeah, that's very cool, brother. I'm glad you could finally get in here. I got a question to ask you at some point too, regarding an idea that we had. I'll send you the message. I don't want to talk about it on here; it'd be too much of a spoiler.
All right.
But you may know what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna find you real quick and send you the message. But Lee, have you
I was just
have you
gonna,
met
like,
Trey?
No.
I know you're
I was
kind of
gonna
newer
pop
to
in.
the.
I was gonna pop in and just do Draven's voice, you know, just.
That
just
would
to
be.
sort of, like, scare
I
everybody.
wish you would have just come. I didn't. I just kind of heard someone in the background. I wasn't looking at the TV.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait until Rivers is in like a chat with you, probably on the show after the pay-per-view, and I'm gonna get Draven to just challenge him live on the show.
Yeah, that's a pretty damn good idea. I mean, I don't know. You watched the show when we had Joe jump on, right? You saw that when he came in, yeah. So it's pretty cool. He's definitely up for it. I love having guys just randomly show up, like Trey jumped in here, and Eric jumps in from time to time, and Joe came on. I'm hoping more people jump in and do that. I mean, even if they're like this Angel kid who I don't know if you've seen this. The Angel came in just to basically fucking troll us, and now he's stuck around. He's been following it for almost 2 hours now, just chatting with us and liked and subbed to our channel. It's pretty cool.
Not so boring now, is it?
Yeah. The man, the myth, the legend, the artist known as Lee Jones, Eric says.
Stop it.
Nah, man, you do good shit, brother. I'm waiting for you to give me another couple of samples of your writing for me to read, dude. Then I'm back at work. I get a chance to sit there at the desk when I'm bored and read through some of it.
Yeah, I've got a few stuff which I'll send you. I've still not done the second part of that scene I sent you earlier though. It's just hard. It's very time consuming.
I know what you mean. I've been writing a book I've been writing one book for the last like 8 years. Nowhere near done.
I mean, especially with like fantasy, because the most time-consuming thing isn't actually the book itself; it's the world building.
Angel, the match is not tonight, brother. I said that earlier. This is just a talk show leading up to the pay-per-view. That's I said that before. Sorry about that, guys.
Like me, like I was just one day, I was like, I wonder what it would be like if this is really weird. I was like, I wonder if Power Rangers met Voltron with elements from the game Tekken and the Batman franchise. What would that be?
Hold on a second, I got someone knocking on my door. You guys can keep chatting. Be right back.
And I've been writing that same book for the last 8 years.
Okay, now run that by me again, because I couldn't really hear properly. So just repeat what you just said.
I was in school one day. I was in middle school. I was just wondering. I was like, I wonder what would happen if Power Rangers met Voltron with elements of Dragon Ball Z, Tekken, and lines from the Batman trilogy movies.
Well, fuck me. That's one hell of a blend.
It was just random, out of my mind. I was just bored in class one day, and then as certain things came out, like the Batman.
I mean, look, that is how sort of writing works. You tend to latch onto ideas which you like, and then you turn them into your own.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder how this would turn out. And I mean, as much as much as I wrote it up to like, I think I got like 3 chapters, and it's turned out really, really good so far. I've let people read it. They're like, dude,
so
where did you come up with this idea?
So what's it about?
And I threw a little bit of Skyrim in there too. Like,
Dragon Ball and stuff.
Yeah. Like, about 2 brothers who, this is the part where Tekken comes in. Part about Tekken comes in. 2 brothers named Keith Shane Kazama Jr. They're twins. And then his twin brother named Dustin Harong Kazama. They're brothers.
Of course.
They're cousins to Jin and June and all them. They're cousins. Their dad is Japanese, and then their dad is black and their mom is Japanese. Actually, no, wait. No, I had it right the first time. Their dad is Japanese and their mom is black. So that's why their last name is Kazama. So, and they go to school like a normal day. They're just having fun. They're just going through school, going through life, and they come home and their house is burned down. Their house is on fire.
Okay.
and their parents were still inside the house.
Right.
But their parents was already dead before the house was burned down.
Okay, so okay, yeah, go.
So they're on their way from so Shane drops his brother off at their cousin's house, and he's just driving, trying to clear his head. And out of nowhere, he sees this big flash of light, and he crashes his car. And he sees the wreckage, and then he stumbles, he falls, and he finds these. They're kind of morphers, pretty much. It's 5 of them. So he finds these morphers. He doesn't know what they are. He takes them, puts them in the backseat of his car, and he drives away. He's asleep one night, he's having a dream, and a dragon is chasing him.
As you do.
So in the dream, dragon's chasing him, it's throwing fire at him from every which way, coming out of nowhere. And then from one side, there's a dragon, then from the other side, there's a phoenix coming at him.
In his dream.
In his dream. So one side is a dragon, other side there's a phoenix. So behind him's a dragon, in front of him's a phoenix.
Just stop you, sorry. So, okay, there's these twins.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. I had to run off there for a minute.
The parents are already dead when the house burns down. So were the parents killed and then the house burnt down?
Yes, the parents were killed.
Right, okay.
The parents were killed.
He then enters a dream state where he's been attacked by a dragon and a phoenix.
Yes.
Tatum, let the cat in.
Okay.
Because his power is the power of fire. So.
Is it? Have you explained like why he has the power of fire and why he has the power of fire and how that fits into the universe that you've written?
Yeah. Actually, I did. The power of fire is because he's older by 3 minutes, and so the power of fire, the reason it's fire is because it helps. Like the power of fire, pretty much, it's his enragement. But because this is enragement, which he tries to keep, under control.
Okay.
Blackanese.
So that's yes, they're Blackanese. That's why he has that. His brother's power.
So what's the story then? Is it like a revenge story then, or is it? What is the actual story?
The whole point of the story is to find out.
Hey guys, interrupt your conversation real quick. I don't get a chance to get Lee on the mic very often. And you guys can keep bullshitting about the story after. I love it too. But I wanted to get your take on the rest of the match card, Lee, while you're on here, since we don't get to talk show other than texting most of the time. You see that your creation, Dura, against Victoria Ferrera. Have you seen that call yet?
Yeah, I've seen it. I would imagine Dora is quite disappointed to be just facing one person, to be honest.
You thinking fatal 4-way? You thinking?
I don't think Victoria really has much chance against Adora 1-on-1. And knowing what the Source One are like, it wouldn't surprise me if Adora would much rather have it be a triple threat or a fatal 4-way. But she didn't get to call the shots. She's not the manager. She's not the booker.
I know Victoria's manager, Lugo, may have different ideas, different thoughts on that. He's pretty high on Victoria.
Look, it's a great opportunity for Victoria to show what she's got, because Adora has been dominant since she came to Forbidden Bay. So it's a win-win for Victoria. If she loses,
Dura's still undefeated. I mean, it doesn't get much more dominated than that. Dre Hasselbring, not sure I know you. You're new to the channel. We're just talking about Forged in Pain wrestling show. Getting ready for the pay-per-view coming up, just releasing the match card. That's what's up. Anyway, sorry about that. I had someone that I hadn't seen ever write in before, so. How long are we streaming? No idea, man. I wasn't even planning on doing this. This was just sort of an impromptu thing, but that's what our show is. We do some prep. We actually do a decent amount of prep, but once we end up getting on, it's just live stream, so whatever happens, happens. And this sort of just was one of those things, impromptu. I had the idea, hey, should we live stream the pay-per-view promo, release? And here we are, fucking 2.5 hours later. Ah, Dre Havoc. Okay, hey man. I didn't know that was your last name. You had Dre Havoc on your page, so I didn't know what the your actual last name was. So we have now both members of the Havoc tag team that will be fighting the Empire Payne to see who holds your boys, your Soulsworn boys, title until they can get back in the chase. You see him here in the screen, Dre Havoc. That's him on the right, alongside Michael Blaze. Now Dre Havoc is with us.
That tag match will be lit because the Empire of Payne always provide an exciting match anytime they're on.
They definitely did. I was just talking about the match they had with Soulsworn earlier. What was that? 3, 4, 5 shows ago at this point? And they just... That was the show. I mean, that was the show that day.
It was probably one of the best matches we've had on the show.
I can't think of a better one.
It was so backwards and forwards too. Like there was no way to know who was going to win that match.
If you remember watching it, most of the time, like if one of the EOP guys was standing, and whoever he was fighting against was either outside the ring or down on the mat, instead of taking the fight to the legal man, they were running off and attacking whoever the hell was on the side, or jumping out of the ring and going after Gabriel.
Was it Empire
where that came from?
Who beat Akane by count out that time?
EOP, was it?
Remember when Akane kept on trying to fight outside the ring all the time, but he kept on going back in the ring to save the count, and his opponent didn't give him the same treatment and let him get counted out straight away.
Was that Michael Blaze? Who was that?
Yeah, I think it was.
It may have been. That was quite a while ago. Yeah, Jesus. I do remember that. And if you remember the match we were talking about too with EOP and Soulsworn, that match actually had to restart, if you remember, because there was a count out early on. And, as you know, whenever one of our titles is up for contention, if there is a count out, it gets restarted at least once. I'm not sure what the final ruling is. At least once. If the first count out gets erased, basically, and it starts over.
I mean, WWE should implement that rule. It's a stupid, because if you were the champions, why wouldn't you just count yourself out straight away?
Yeah, I know. I don't want that being the ending on any of our titles. If it's gonna be a title defense, win or lose, I want there to be a pin, a submission, a fucking knockout. So big match we've got here. Maybe you can shed some light on it. You're close with Gabriel and Dura. Colt Shields match, one-on-one versus this nightmare, Gabriel Draven. I mean, I've been waiting for this match to happen. Now we're finally gonna see it.
Look, what's interesting about this match is Gabriel actually hasn't fought yet in Forged of Pain.
He is not. I don't think anyone else has caught on to that.
No, Gabriel hasn't fought. He's not been active on the roster at all. Yet he's still ranked in the top 10 in the power rankings, which is hilarious. But Gabriel hides behind. He doesn't hide behind them, but he sits behind his pawns and allows them to do the work for him. So it's very interesting to see how he stands up to Colt. But Colt,
that's the influence. That's why he's in the top 10. He's the puppet master that puts him up in the power rankings.
Like, despite the fact that Colt dominated Kane, he still got 3 losses to Eli. So we have to assume that Gabriel is better than Eli, due to the fact that he's the leader, although that might not be the case. I really don't know how good or not Gabriel is. He's very influential.
I don't think I've ever seen him fight in any federation.
He's not fought for a long time in any fed. So it's very interesting to see what he brings to the table. He's bringing a Dura with him, so whether she plays a part in that. Although I have noticed the Soul Swan don't actually tend to interfere. The majority of the time they will just observe. There was a match where Gabriel...
Sorry guys, my daughter's in the background singing, my
Gabriel
2-year-old.
was at ringside during a match, and I think it was the Marines who kept on ghosting Gabriel to interfere, and he never did. Oh no, it wasn't the Marines, it was either the Marines or Empire of Payne. I think it was Empire of Payne.
It was EOP, yeah, we were just talking about that match. Yep.
There was a hit in him, and there was basically challenging him to interfere, and Gabriel never did. So they're a very strange unit of the Soul Swans. They're not your typical heel faction who are just gonna cheat all the time. I think they do rely on each soldier to be capable of pulling their own weight.
Do they even know that they are the heels here? Like,
no.
Do they even know they're the bad guys? Like,
no, they are the very typical. The villain never knows he's the villain. You know, like Adolf Hitler didn't think he was the bad guy. You know.
Now Eric pointed that out in another scenario that we have coming up. That's why that sort of stands out with me, because Eric pointed that out about another up-and-coming tag team that we're going to be bringing in to a storyline, the Wolf Slayer, that the heel that doesn't realize he's the heel throughout history has been one of the most the iconic, the most notarized, the top stories. When they don't know they're the heel, that's when they're the most dangerous throughout history, throughout literature, and seems to be the case here with Soulsworn. That's partially why they're so effective here. In such a
due to my short conversations with Gabriel, what I get from Gabriel's ideology is this: he believes he and the Soulsworn are pure, and that everyone else is evil. So everyone is tainted, everyone is full of sin. And the reason they appear to be dark and they appear to be heelish is because to purify evil, you need to fight it with an evil presence. So they are fire that fights the fire. They're a necessary evil. That's how they see themselves. Adora sees herself as a queen as an angel of pure righteousness. She's nothing but the purest being on earth.
As Eric says, the most dangerous villains are the ones who believe themselves to be the heroes.
Yeah, in their eyes, Colt Shields is the devil.
Colt Shields, he could easily go either way, whether he's a heel or a face. I mean, he just, in this feud, people are looking at Colt Shields, of all people, as being the face, where Colt Shields could just as easily come up here and attack and
look what
snap you in half and just as soon shake your hand. You know?
He absolutely dismantled Eli.
Mm-hmm. Now that's a heel. That's got heel written all over it. How many faces in different federations do you see doing that?
I mean,
he's got that same factor that Devil Dog and Gonzo. You see us when we go into gore. That's kind of how Colt Shields is. We flip that switch and we put that Monster Hunter attire on, and then we do things as good guys because we're the ones willing to do what has to be done to protect people. Like, we get our hands dirty and go to war with these monsters in ECCW gore, and that's basically the same persona Colt Shields is. He doesn't care who you are, good or bad. He tries to hurt you. And at this point, he just happens to be the good guys compared with
Colt
this evil menace, the
Soulspawn. Badass. Colt's not a heel or a face. He's just a guy who, if you rub him the wrong way, he's going to tear your head off.
He's Stone Cold Steve Austin of our EFED generation. He's been one of my favorite calls since I turned on the friggin' video game. So,
I mean, that attack on Eli was vicious.
Yeah, Eli, we don't even know when or if Eli is coming back at this point. You see what was posted up on the page. I actually watched the footage. A lot of the footage was not released, just some clips of it. I actually was able to watch the whole tape of that attack. Colt, he basically showed no emotion during the attack. It was relentless. It was evil. Like, the chair shots, there was just... I couldn't tell the emotion on Colt's face. He did it like he wasn't even there. Like, there was something had taken over Colt at that point. It wasn't even him.
Eli was on the ground. He was out cold. There was no movement. He dragged Eli from the changing room, carried him to the car park, and just dismantled him in the car park. It was absolutely relentless.
I mean,
he was brainwashed. Like, I don't know how to better say it. He wasn't even there.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it, and then I compared it to the guy that attacked Chris Jones at All Star Extravaganza. I mean, it was just Chris.
You can watch the match, Angel. It'll be posted up here. You follow. If you subbed, it'll be prompted for you to watch, Angel. So.
What we have to think about is, how is this going to affect Gabriel going into this? Is this going to make Gabriel too emotionally involved, and is he going to be making mistakes?
I don't know what his emotions are. Like, how...
Like, how do you
again, to get back
that?
to my comment where I was surprised that Akane tapped out to Colt Shields. I didn't know that these guys felt pain. Like, I saw that, and I didn't even believe it. Like, did he tap out for real? Like, I didn't know he felt physical pain like that. And to see Eli go down the way he did, you know, is that weighing on Gabriel's mind, knowing now that his soldiers feel pain, that this man Colt Shields can make Akane tap out? He can beat down Eli to the point where he's on the disabled list and on the shelf for who knows how long. I mean, is Gabriel like human enough to see that same thing as us?
It's got to get in your head, because I mean, we all know Colt can handle himself. Colt knows he can handle himself. Colt's already proven he can handle two of the best members of the Soul Swan. So, unless Gabriel is just leagues and bounds better than everyone else who's ever faced Colt, then he doesn't have to worry. But it's going to be very interesting to see what Gabriel brings to the match.
Yeah, if he's talking like he's so confident, like that he's gonna beat Colt. He's gonna release a nightmare on Colt Shields after Shields has been just dismantling his soldiers. Like, how can he still be that confident?
Like, it has to be weighing on his mind that, you know, that this guy demolished my soldiers, and what am I going to do?
Well, I mean, what's interesting is Gabriel said it would be one-on-one with no interference, yet it's bringing a Dura with him.
The creepy laughing in the background are actually my daughters playing the Angel.
I mean, he can't be that confident if he's bringing a Dura with him.
Dura seems to be with him wherever he goes, though. I mean, is she more than... I mean, she's capable. She's a monster as far as... She's Amazonish. I mean... I stood next to her when I was doing an interview. I just happened to walk by her. I try not to be the one to interview these guys. Like, they freaking creep me out. You know what I mean? But I walk by her. She towers above... She's like... Not towers above me. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall. She's right there. Like, compared to the rest of the roster, I mean, I'm used to walking by Alexa Bliss and, you know, giving her a little tap on the ass. She's huge compared to those girls.
She's not Nia Jax big where she's got a slow lumbering style either.
No, right. She's athletic.
Right,
Yeah,
it's like it shouldn't be in there.
You thought the creepy laughing was Dura. I mean, she could have checked in.
These two were the founders of the Soul Swarm together. So, you know, she's been there just as long as Gabriel has.
How did they get together? Do you know that history? How Gabriel ended up with Dura? Like, is there a romantic thing there? Kind of brute Payne with what's a Alpha Omega over in other federations, or are they strictly like you know, partners basically?
From what I understand, Adora is his sister.
Sister. Okay, like
Eli and Akane were were basically rescued by Gabriel in Africa and trained by him and brainwashed by him to be part of their cult. Although, what the interesting thing is, Adora and Gabriel, from what I understand, are brother and sister, but there is a certain sexual chemistry there, which is a bit weird.
As Eric
like
Wiley pros quote-unquote sister. I gotcha.
Like Gabriel worships Adora. Like, she is the key to the Soul Swarm.
The bad guy in the crow with his sister. Okay.
If Adora wasn't there, I don't think the Soul Swarm would be a unit. She is the gel that holds them together, no matter what Draven wants people to believe. I don't think Gabriel is the true leader here. She is the one pulling all the strings.
I never looked at it that way. It's pretty interesting. Are they a cult?
Well,
are they a cult? I mean,
a cult, but they will not see themselves as a cult. They'll see themselves as saviors.
Yeah, I mean, it makes kind of sense, you know.
Draven's the brain, Adora's the soul.
Yeah, that's just creepy.
Add Finn Balor to the match. The Balor Club.
I know the earlier versions of the Soul Sworn kind of had that club decal on them that I was as nicely as I could telling you to get rid of and put your own art on there because you're creative enough to come up with your own sort of emblem to be putting there. I haven't noticed lately, is that club decal still on their attire somewhere?
It's still there, yeah. I've not got around to doing it yet, but I am going to do a Soul Swarm logo. Just when I get time, but I am going to do that.
My daughter, who's a huge wrestling fan, both of them, they always want to be part of the show. They're here yelling, trying to get some attention on the mic. And even my 2-year-old's a wrestling fan now. And she jumps in here with me and follows the show. It's pretty funny.
Daddy, he wants a high five. Here, I got plenty of high fives for you. Hey, I got plenty of high fives.
Let's see here. We touched on that match. We touched on the EOP tag match with Havoc. What else we got? Obviously, the main event. Now, have you, Lee, followed what's going on here? This match that we were able to sign with Shane ONeill and Slick Rick. Do you know really who Shane ONeill is? I'm not sure if you...
No, I don't. You're gonna have to
Now,
brief me.
what made this match so important to me to be able to sign, why I kind of added this as a specialty match, and it had its own little promo card earlier, Worlds Collide. Shane ONeill, he's a member of a pay-per-view show, multiple PPV, PvP shows. That's all he's ever done. And he's won titles in all these player versus player federations and different groups. World Wrestling Syndicate, a little prompt for them. This is the first time that he's ever come up and actually let anyone take his caw and put them on their eFed show. So that's why this is pretty important. And against Slick Rick, who's one of the most memorable, well-known faces in the eFed industry.
It's certainly Shane's certainly going to have to prove himself there, because Slick Rick's no joke.
Yeah, I know, and that's where the shit talking was going between these two on the different community pages. That's where I got the idea for this, and I threw it out there at Shane. Shane, he's never has a whole lot to say. Honestly, I don't know if the guy speaks English. You know what I mean? Very little to say. And they had a little bit of shit talking going on. So the match is like Conor McGregor versus the Mayweather fight kind of thing, right? The two different worlds collide. That's where this came from. So our show's getting popular enough where Shane signed with us for this match. And now we have the Marco Diaz came up and signed with us. He's just starting to get into the eFeds himself coming over because of this. And other people have come to me wanting to put their cause into our federation exclusively, at least getting their feet wet with us. So that's where we've come in this short amount of time.
I mean, you got legends.
That's why this is a big match for us. So
you got legends like me and Killswitch Joe and Rivers and Colt Shields and
right, of the eFed industry, the most names here signed with us already, sort of getting us going. And I'm bringing in newer people like, Havoc coming in here. They're a new formed team. Even, Soulsworn's relatively new. So, these veterans of the eFeds not only are helping me bring in PvPers, but they're helping us bring up and eventually put over the new talent that I want us to be.
Soulsworn are pretty much exclusive now to FIP too.
I've heard that.
Yeah, they're pretty much exclusive to.
And there's some of the best looking cause that are out there right now. Chase Brewer Chase Brewer actually already has a contract with us. He just has not been in any of the matches yet. There's still some details that we're working out with Chase Brewer's agent. So he will have some matches coming up shortly too. Answering James over here in the
so there's people saying that the tag match is like the Omega Y2J match in the sense that is the real main event. So which Draven sent us a tweet and replied saying the tag match will be the real main event because the Colt match will end in less than 3 minutes.
She's pointing at my Marine Corps picture, yelling "Daddy!" Yeah, that's. I don't know how the hell you still recognize me. That's a total different lifetime ago. Okay, don't take. Oh, my baby's still in my headset. Alright, sorry about that, Lee. Back to your thought. Apologize.
No, just saying we had people were comparing the tag match to the Y2J match in New Japan, saying that the tag match is the real main event. And Draven sent a tweet in agreeing with this comment, saying the tag match will be a real match because the Colt match will end in less than 3 minutes.
Oh shit, I do see that. Yep.
So
personally, my opinion, I also think that the Y2J Omega match would probably be, in my opinion, the ONeill Slick Rick match, in my opinion.
We had that compared to the Conor McGregor and Mayweather fight. So I think it was Eric that made that comparison. So I mean, either way you look at it,
But it's interesting because we were touching upon confidence earlier, and obviously Draven feels Colt's absolutely no threat whatsoever. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in the ring with Colt Shields, so 3 minutes is one hell of a prediction.
3 minutes is a lifetime. 3 minutes could be a lifetime. Maybe you get wrapped up in a hold for 3 minutes. Did you see what happened to Akane when he got that when Colt hit him with that gator wrangle that he did? How quick was that for a tap out? Imagine that being wrapped on you for 3 minutes.
So, I mean, I've never seen him even train. I've never seen him do any basic stuff. So I really have no idea what he's bringing to this.
Now we've got Eric Willie. Do I smell a wager over or under on the 3 minutes? You might have to put some money on that. I don't know. If Gabriel's gonna beat Colt in 3 minutes or under, that's I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. Someone that's confident, he could be that scary. So what we got as our main event of the possible 3 main events we have here, our match number 7, we'll call it. Because it's hard to call any of these matches the main event that we have going on. Bobby Wade versus Joe Rivers. Have you been following that sort of storyline very closely?
It's very hard to bet against Joe Rivers at this point.
I'm with Lee on this one. It's very hard to bet against Rivers at this point in time.
He's
Rivers
kicked
is on
Lewis C's head off twice in a row.
He is on fire, and a betting man always goes with the momentum. The trend is your friend. I do not see Joe Rivers falling anytime soon.
I don't see him slowing down.
Bobby Wade's undefeated here on the other side of that card, and he's got Joe Rivers' wife in his corner. I mean, how do you bet against Bobby Wade?
Pretty easily. I mean, like you said, Rivers' wife is in his corner, which is fueling him, which is making him angry, making him mad, and be like, hey, look, I'm going to kick your head off, and you're going to go night-night tonight.
The thing is, man, Joe Rivers' ring intelligence is better than anyone's I've ever seen. He's fast, he's technical, he knows exactly what's going on around him at all times, he's focused, and he just looks unstoppable at the minute.
I mean
the thing that we haven't touched on yet, we don't see Tiffany on this match card. They're in a cell. They're in a Forged in Iron Cell match, which is an Iron Man in a Hell in a Cell. Is there some way that Tiffany ends up, like, the idea of being in a cell is no outside interference? What happens if she comes to the ring? Like, during this match, if she's calling Joe, if she's calling Bobby to distract Joe, like,
shall we
what?
make predictions on the score on this Iron Man match?
On the, what was that?
Shall we make predictions on what the score will be in the Iron Man match?
I'm going with this. I'm going with this. Gonna go sudden death.
Because obviously it's most falls, isn't it, within 20 minutes?
Right.
I'm predicting it's gonna go sudden death. I'm predicting it's gonna go. They're gonna end up beating the crap out of each other for the whole 2 minutes. Score's gonna end up being 0-0, and then there's gonna go into a sudden death.
Very well. It could be one zip.
Rivers,
I mean,
I think Rivers will beat him 2-0.
That's how I see it going. I just see it going where it's gonna end up. They're gonna beat each other, crap out each other for 20 minutes, and then it's gonna end up being 0-0, going into sudden death.
I'm seeing an early score for Bobby Wade. And then as the match gets going, I don't know, he's a huge guy. I mean, we're picturing Sheamus. How can he go 20 minutes and keep going? I think early score for Bobby Wade, and then a 2-1 total victory with Rivers picking up 2 consecutive after.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's possible.
I just got a request to sort of summarize the storylines. So Dre being new, you can definitely check in our page real quick. I just want to touch on this real quick, Trey. You can go to our Forged in Pain page and catch up on the storyboards. That'll give you a good overview, but once Trey touches on his point, I will definitely go back and kind of go through a brief summary of the stories for you.
No, I was gonna ask you. I mean, if it's cool, could I use that idea for WWE to not? I mean, I wouldn't call it Forged by Pain, Forged in Pain match. I was wondering if I could use that idea in WWE. I come up with something from my own. I just want to know if I can use that idea.
Which idea are you referring to?
The Elimination Chamber. The Elimination Chamber. Iron Man match.
Oh, Iron Man Hell in a Cell? Yeah, I mean, I got the idea from someone else. I think it was Eric that I got the idea from, probably, who said he calls it something else in his own personal universe.
What do we call it now? The Hell in an Iron match or something.
That's what he called it. I'm referring it to as Forged in an Iron Cell, because it fits in the Forged in Pain sort of persona. So yeah, it's just something I wung out there using a play on both. So
I never thought about that concept before. I was like,
nah, it's badass concept. That's why I ran with it right away. So this is more of a breakdown for Dre. He's new to the group. That's his caw here that we see. Tagging with Michael Blaze as part of Havoc now. Eric and Dre, they actually run another federation that I was kind of part of there. That's who the tag team is for Havoc. So I'm going to start at the beginning here and give a little breakdown. So match 1, not a huge storyline going other than Dura and Akane, who you see here, is part of Soulsworn, which is one of the main factions in FIP. Wow. They're in a huge storyline.
Bobby
taking
Wade
on
has sent a tweet in saying, "I'm going to beat Rivers 2-0 and send his old raggedy self to the retirement home, his final resting place."
That's coming from Bobby Wade.
Yeah.
He's been getting dark, and he's had some jokes here tonight. I didn't know that the guy had a sense of humor like that.
right?
So, women's tag match. Dura the champion, as you see here with Akane. They're members of the Soulsworn. Victoria Ferrera, she's an up-and-comer. She's been beating her way through the women's division, earned her title shot. The women's division is usually all off camera. We don't have that as part of the main show. So that's the opening match on the card. Trey Jeter, who we have live with us on the phone right now, taking on Will King. That started when our last pay-per-view, we had our first ever live performance. Will King actually put on a live performance with us and performed one of his latest tracks. So if you go back into the B55 1981 Forged in Pain YouTube channel that you're on right now, there's a playlist for Forged in Pain. It'll be the first episode in the playlist, and you'll actually see Will King performing live. This feud started with tweets that Trey Jeter sent out to Will King, calling him basically, what was the term you used? The fake-ass loving hip-hop, something like that you were throwing at him?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so, and they were back and forth, choice words for each other.
Well, it's to be careful.
There was a tag match where...
attracting strange company. Dura seems to be very impressed by Will King.
Very impressed by Will King, yeah? Maybe she likes that Mandingo factor. It's hard to...
In the chat, she seems very fond of Will.
Really? That could... where could that go? Dura and Will King?
Oh, well. Have fun with that.
I just want to keep this breakdown going real quick. So, hardcore title match. Killswitch Joe is our hardcore champion. In every episode of Battleground and on our pay-per-views, our hardcore title is always up for grabs. Every single show. Basically, on WWE, they used to run this thing that I used to love, where it was the 24/7 hardcore title. Was it Crash Holly that got into that, if I remember right? I love that concept, so I want to do as close as I could here. So every episode, our hardcore title is up for grabs. There's no real storyline as of yet between these two, other than Killswitch is our hardcore champion, and Mr. Hardcore Ricky Velasquez is all over the place.
If there's a 24/7 rule, whoever wins, if there's a 24/7 rule in play, oh, best believe you might see me sometime at night.
That hasn't quite taken effect yet. We are working up to something along those lines. As close as we can get right now is every night it will be defended in some sort of hardcore match, whether Extreme Rules, TOC, table, cage, however. Our next match, we've got sort of a Worlds Collide match. People have compared it to Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. We've got Shane O'Neill on the left here, who's huge in PvP leagues all over, taking on one of the most recognized faces in eFeds, Slick Rick. They had some beef going on in real life throughout the communities. We got Shane to sign his card just to us and no other eFeds for this match. So here it is. Colt Shields versus Gabriel Draven. This is sort of our headline story for FIP right now. It's taken off. Everybody seems to be loving it. Colt and Gabriel have not squared off yet, so they are set to. It's too long of a story to basically get in here. Lee, can you summarize what's been going on quicker than I can? Or is that have him basically look on the page and follow it? And you just find that we can, if someone can get on, and possibly Eric, if you want to tag Dre in that storyboard with that headline of Colt taking on the army, blah blah blah, you can read that and follow it down. It's now. Huge.
So basically, to summarize, when Gabriel signed with Forged in Payne, he was very vocal about how he was going to take over the Federation,
right?
And basically just bully his way to the top. And this went on for a few weeks until Colt decided he'd heard enough, came out to the ring, squared off against Gabriel, and attacked him. Since then, the Soul Sworn have been relentless in just attacking Colt Shields whenever they can. So each and every week it will be Eli attacking Colt or Akane attacking Colt. Eventually Colt came to the ring and challenged Gabriel to fight him one-on-one. To which Akane responded, came to the ring and said, "We accept your challenge," and it was just the same story. The Soul Sworn soldiers were always the ones standing in front of Gabriel, not allowing Colt to get close to him. Eventually, Colt would attack Eli after Eli cost him a match, and this led to the Savage beatdown, which now obviously the result of that is Eli is out of action. Gabriel then seemed to give Colt what he wanted and said, "Look, we will fight one-on-one. There'll be no interference from the Soul Sworn. I'm going to take him myself." He proclaimed that if Colt wins, if Colt beats Gabriel, then his unit will stop attacking Colt Shields. He said that he'd marked Colt Shields as an enemy of the Soul Sworn, and if he manages to beat him, then he will remove the mark and they will leave Colt Shields alone. So the feud will effectively end completely if Colt Shields can beat Draven. He did also say that if Draven beats Colt, if Colt falls to him, then they will not stop attacking him until he's forced out of the Federation. And that's where we're basically at now.
And what I will say about the attack that Colt Shields did, I'm comparing it to attacking my place, WWE, that All-Star Extravaganza. But the
You're
difference
referring
between,
to Colt attacking Eli, where he...
Yeah. See, difference between that attack and the attack that happened to Chris Jones is at least Eli knew who attacked him. We have no idea who attacked Chris Jones. He had on a scarf over his head, covered all the place where you could see with his eyes. He had on gloves, black pants, black shoes, and he had on a WWE hoodie.
That's sort of a cowardice in my eye. I mean, anytime I want to fucking fight someone, I'm gonna go up to you and punch you in the face. I mean,
the big surprise,
even when I was
the big
getting
sauce-
hired on by the Royal Army to attack people in UCW, I was out there in your face telling you that I had an envelope with your name on it. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, basically. So I mean,
big shock behind the
these
Eli
masks
attack
and
was
hidden and
that
stuff.
Colt was supposed to be injured. Eli had attacked Colt backstage a week prior to that attack.
Yeah,
And
Colt came
as
out of
far
nowhere.
as
We didn't even
knew-
know he was healed yet.
As far as we were concerned, Colt was injured. He had a tear in his neck, and wasn't sure when he was going to be cleared. And then at a house show in Europe, when Eli was getting ready to come out, that's when the attack took place. So it seems we wasn't even sure if Colt was going to make it to the event. So at no way out, we all assumed that the match was off. Obviously, the match isn't off, but it came out of nowhere. No one even knew Colt was in the building, and I think they attacked him so quickly. Because Eli is 3-0 against Colt in UCW.
I was
Colt's
watching
never
that
beaten
live
Eli.
footage, from that, and I had to shut it off because my kids came out into the room. That was, I mean,
He never had a
that was
chance.
compared to something that I seen when I was in Iraq. For fuck's sake, I mean,
Colt is
that
a
attack,
much bigger guy,
I
and there was in
compared
a
to
very
that.
confined space. Eli's whole style relies on the urban gymnastics of the ring and the stadium. It relies on being able to get in and out of the ring quickly, use leverage to his advantage. In a confined space like a locker room, where he's got nowhere to go, he had no chance against Colt in that situation.
Outside the ring, he was in Colt's domain. Now, we touched on that. Now, to the next card. This is a lesser storyline, but still one that's run. It's pretty important because it does involve the Soulsworn as well, so it sort of ties into that whole main storyline too. But we've got, we had our tag champions were Eli and Akane of the Soulsworn. So where Colt's attack on Eli affects this whole show, Eli and Akane are no longer able to defend their title against Havoc as they were supposed to. That was the set-in-stone match for this night here on No Way Out. But because Eli is injured so bad, he cannot. He's out indefinitely. We don't know if or when Eli is coming back because of Colt's attack. So we are looking for basically a placeholder until Soulsworn is able to defend or retain their title. So this match is Havoc, who earned their spot as #1 contenders, taking on the former champions and former #1 contenders of the EOP, who lost their title to the Soulsworn. So the title is basically vacant right now, looking for an interim holder, and that's what this TLC match is between these two teams. And then the winner, whoever has the title when Eli is back and cleared by medical, the Soulsworn is automatically going to be #1 contenders to take on whichever of these teams has is holding their title when they're back. And then the sort of main event, we've got the #1, our Supreme Champion, our main title holder, Bobby Wade, versus Joe Rivers. Early on, the beginning of Forged in Pain, Joe Rivers had a title match for the Battleborn title, which is our intercontinental title, basically. His wife, Tiffany, who's usually with him in every fed beside him anytime he comes out, was not beside him in his match. Like, he didn't know exactly where she was. The very next match, it was Bobby Wade taking on Braun Strowman. And who walks out with Bobby Wade? Tiffany Rivers accompanies Wade to the match. And Bobby Wade wins the title. And she's been with him since. So that feud, sort of a love triangle, if you will. I don't know if they have like if Wade and Tiffany don't seem to have a physical relationship. There was a release, if you watch back, she did speak on the situation. Rivers seems to be on his way out. She is younger and she wants to stay on top, so she is looking to represent the top guy. A stipulation added on here, 2 of them. Because Bobby Wade is a Supreme Champion, he can make some stipulations added to the match. He made it so Joe Rivers' title is up for grabs as well. So one of these 2 men will hold both our main 2 titles after this match. And it is not only in a cell, but it is a Hell in a Cell Iron Man match, forged in an iron cell. So that's the basic breakdown of some of what we got here in our main storylines. Guys, we're over the 3-hour mark here. I don't know if you guys realize that, but
No, actually, I didn't.
Yeah, I need to dive off soon because it's 20 to 1 in the morning here.
yeah, I gotta get out too. My wife should be coming here shortly. We're basically, I think, the last 3 people holding on to the, what is it, Eric, me, and we got Trey and Lee. I don't know if anyone else is on. People are still coming and going. Someone else just jumped in to check in. I'm not sure who, but I'm about to shut this down. We got 282 comments later, and I don't know what the total number of views is at this point during the live feed, and what it's going to come to if people are going to want to see a 3-hour episode posted up and actually want to jump in and see any of it. But it turned out pretty interesting for just sort of an impromptu thing.
Yeah,
and Raw's about to come on, so
yeah, that's true.
but I appreciate you guys jumping in, and hopefully Eric and Lee, hopefully you guys can jump in and maybe do a match, a whole show with me at some point.
I'm down for a match anytime.
Yeah, we'll get it done, man. We'll do it.
Yeah, and Trey, definitely cool having you finally jump in here. I was hoping some of the other guys would jump in, maybe even Will King. He usually does come on and, you know, at least say what's up and follow the show. Yeah, he doesn't always get a chance to watch it live, but you know, he's kind of back and forth, so it would have been cool to have both of you guys on at the same time in the middle of this little feud. And the same thing, Joe Rivers and Bobby Wade's creators, they were both in here talking shit to each other, and Joe's actually jumped on the mic with me before, so that could be cool. And James said that he would do it, so if this feud kind of keeps going, we may possibly have them both mic'd up at some point. But
yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was fun, you know.
Eric's wanting to know if you guys want to jump in. I don't know. Eric's got a question for you. Are you friends with Eric Trey on Facebook? Eric Willie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. Looks like you guys can hash out what's going on with that tryout for WWE. But I'm gonna end this here and jump out. Again, it was thank you for everyone that's jumped on my little impromptu show here. We might start doing this.
Speak to you guys later.
This may become a thing before pay-per-views, if you know you guys want to try it. So. Yeah, we'll see all you guys later. I'm shutting off as we speak.